There's gotta be more to this life, man. Just waking up, existing. This ain't cool at all. I gotta take a chance. This can't be it.
Gotta live these dreams before I'm dead, yeah. Did you hear what I said? Yeah, my vision clear and I pledge, I pledge, I pledge. Gotta live these dreams before I'm dead, yeah. Did you hear what I said? Yeah, my vision clear and I pledge to never live my life on the edge. Yeah, I think I'm about to jump. Yeah, I think I'm about to jump. Cause I finally realized why I'm here. Yeah, I think I'm about to jump. Yeah, I think I'm about to jump. Cause I ain't tryna live my life on the edge. Yeah, I think I'm about to. I just want the best, you can't stop this feeling. Rap over everything, my only option. Really, since a kid, I've been dreaming, believe me. But tryna fight through all the hate ain't always easy. Yeah, I've been through a lot, I know it's cliche. But you gon' see the tables turn like a DJ. I'm just carrying out this prophecy. No ifs, ands, or maybes, I got to be. Gotta live these dreams before I'm dead, yeah. Did you hear what I said? Yeah, my vision clear and I pledge, I pledge, I pledge. Gotta live these dreams before I'm dead, yeah. Did you hear what I said? Yeah, my vision clear and I pledge to never live my life on the edge. Yeah, I think I'm about to jump. Yeah, I think I'm about to jump. Cause I finally realized why I'm here. Yeah, I think I'm about to jump. Yeah, I think I'm about to jump.
It's about that time, dog.
I'm trying to live my life on the edge. Yeah, I think I'm about to.
I just want the best, I can't stop this feeling. Snap over everything, my only option, really. Since Wu-Tang Clan wasn't nothing to mess with. I had bars and the beats and the hooks with the message. Mine's off the pine, all my P's and Q's. CH got the juice, it's my time to shine. Haters like, oh, you follow Sean Carter's blueprint. Wrong hope, homie, this is God-honored movements. Why do I keep second guessing though? Like I don't know where my blessings flow from, and how far would this endeavor go? But if I never take a leap, then I'll never know. Looking over the cliff, frozen and stiff, even though I'm bestowed with the gift to uplift. But the mind keeps racing, prone to what if, scared I won't reach my peak, blowing adrift. It's easy to exist, insist on resisting the risk that's consistent with greatness. Miss it or make it, time to face it, suck it up and own it. Every second I've lived has brought me to this moment. I'm so over the pump fake life, only got one chance to run, take flight. A few deep breaths while remembering my pledge to never live my life on the edge. You know I gotta jump. Yeah, I think I'm about to jump. Cause I finally realized why I'm here. Yeah, I think I'm about to jump. Yeah, I think I'm about to jump. Cause I ain't tryna live my life on the edge. Yeah, I think I'm about to jump. Dreams before I'm dead, yeah. Did you hear what I said? Get my vision clear and I pledge, I pledge, I pledge. Yeah, I think I'm about to live these dreams before I'm dead, yeah. Did you hear what I said? Yeah, my vision clear and I pledge to never live my life on the edge. Yeah, I think I'm about to jump.
We only got one life to live, so why not live? Yeah, I think I'm about to jump. Choice is yours. Choice is yours. Choice is yours.
You're awesome! Love you! Don't hit people! Don't hit people! Love you! You're awesome! You're awesome! Don't hit people! Have fun! Don't hit people. see the mouse.
No face, no case. Hey, Mornin, man, I got study hall.
My man.
Got a jacket on. My mama see me walk out the house like this. What you said? I couldn't hear you. My headphones on.
Excuse me. Can you take your hood off your head? Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Can you take your hood off your head?
Hey, she's talking to you.
What?
You're late to class. Go to
I'm
class.
not late.
Go.
I'm not late. I'm not late.
Samaya, you gotta take your blanket off.
No, I don't. You can't tell me what to do.
And your headphones.
Call my mom. Call my mom.
I'm out here.
He's already been on, no cap.
Teachers dress as Students' Day.
Y'all be doing too much.
Can't fix my shoes, but I have to walk like this.
Hat off.
Bro,
Take your hat off.
you got tests? You got tests?
Hey, no cell phones.
Get to class.
Going back for a minute.
Get to class.
Go to class. Go to class. Take your hood off. Man, take your hoods off. You know what I'm saying? We gotta be up in here doing this. What's up, gang?
Anna, take that hood off. Excuse me. Take that hood off.
Baby.
Take the hood off.
No.
You have to call your mama.
Do it. I'll call her for you.
Crazy, but I think that men actually mean what they say. Like, no hidden message, no secret meaning, no emotional code to crack, just yes, no, up, down. And 9 times out of 10, I interpret it way differently. He says I'm tired. What I hear is tired of me, of this relationship, of life. Maybe I'm too much. Is he gonna leave? Like, should I back off? But the reality is, he just yawned. He says, oh, I didn't notice. He doesn't pay attention, doesn't care. He didn't notice the thing I changed. Clearly, he doesn't value me. He really actually didn't even notice. His brain didn't register it. He says, I'm not hungry. He doesn't like my cooking. He's mad. He ate somewhere else. He must be hiding something. Why isn't he hungry? What did I do? Actually, it's because he had 2 burritos from the gas station at 4 p.m. They say it's blue. We're like, what does that mean? Is it sad? Is it deep? Is it about me? No, it's just blue.
One thing about me, you might fool me once, and you might even fool me twice, but by the time we get to that 3rd one, you might fool me again. But by the 4th or 5th or 6th time, I'm still gonna be a fool. Now the 7th and 8th time, I might still be fooled. But that 9th time, I'll be fooled again. But by that 10th time, shame on me.
Can I get a green light? I want everything you promised me, Lord. Sometimes it seems like it's taking way too long trying to be side. Should I stay? Should I move on? Want to be right? So I'm moving out your green light. Say, can I get a green light? How y'all doing, huh? Where you at, huh? Can I get a green light? If you waiting on the Lord, cause you take the baddest word, what you say, huh? Can I get a green light? See, I want everything. I want everything you promised me, Lord. Seems like it's taking way too long. Seems like it's taking way too long trying to decide. Should I stay? Should I move on? So I don't move. Can I get a green light? How y'all doing, huh? Where y'all at, huh? Can I get a
feel you. I feel you. If you really into that thing, Soprano set. Everybody say it one time. Lift me up, lift me up, lift me up high. I just wanna feel alive. Let me soar like an eagle in the sky. I wanna go higher. Freedom, freedom. I just wanna fly. I was born to fly. I'm so high. I'm a free bird. I'm freer, freer in the sky. I was born to fly. I'm so high. I'm free. A minute, clucking around with the chickens, sitting on the ground with the pigeons, till I found no vision. Wow, I'm no in it, and you get lifted from the tone, you risen, and I'm with you in it. So lift me up on high. I just wanna be with Christ. Eagle wings to the sky. I'm going up higher. I'm
How about now? Can y'all hear me now? Can y'all hear me now? So let me find out. I just did a whole intro and y'all didn't hear a single word of it. You know why? Because I turned off the, okay, so technical thing, I turned off the phantom power on the interface. If only y'all knew. I did a whole thing. Okay, let me recap everything I just said. I said, oh my God, listen at the music. Hey, listen to the track. Then I did that. I turned it back up. Yeah, that happened. Let's see here. I'm glad I looked at the comments. I'm glad I looked at the comments and saw that. Like, I just happened to click the comment button and just saw that. Thank God I did that. Thank y'all for the comments. We just turn the comments on. They'll show up on the bottom right there. Glad I did that. Yeah, the phantom power was off. Y'all knew the morning I had trying to get this thing on. My computer started acting crazy. I'm talking at 7:20. It started acting crazy, like when I moved it in here. And so then there was all of that. And then I had to rehook everything back up, turn it off, reload. I mean, just all of the pressures, all of the stuff. And so, yeah. I forgot to turn that back on. My apologies, y'all. So I basically said, welcome to Zeke Live in the Morning, September 15th. This is Zeke Live in the Morning. You're locked in with us. It's a great way to start your day. What else did I say? I said, I'm going to continue to say it as long as it's true, because it continues to be true. What else did I say? I said we had a good show lined up for you. I said that. What else did I say? I started breaking down what the show was, and then I happened to look at it. I even made up a word. I made up Magtastic Monday. I made up a whole word. Y'all didn't even hear that. I said Magtastic Monday. Y'all didn't even hear me make up a word. Anyway, listen, I accidentally clicked on the comments button on the side over here. Y'all can't see it, but on the side is where all the banners are, all the media assets, like the music and all that stuff. That's where, and I accidentally clicked on comments, and I just happened to see one that said, we can't hear you. And I was like, wait, what? And then I realized I wasn't getting no read. So that was on me. Anyways, let's go back to what I was saying, because I thank y'all for, see, this is why I love y'all. Y'all keep me honest. Y'all keep me honest. But yes, we have a great stuff like that. This is what we, I guess, get the sound check and realize what's working and what's not working. That's what we're in right now. But then at 8 o'clock, we'll be back. 8 o'clock, 8:05. After the music break, we'll be back to do our morning shout outs and morning affirmations. So if you haven't yet done that, if you haven't said good morning, please say good morning and do what our tradition is over here. Name the day. Name it something good. That's what counts as our affirmation. Something you can take with you on this Monday. Then at 8:30, we'll do a little bit of a weekend recap. I don't know if y'all knew this or not. Of course, y'all knew it. If you've been watching me, I've been plugging it for the past week that I did a show on Saturday. A show, the spiritual fusion of gospel and jazz. Yeah, I did that out at Meadows Park, Lake Meadows Park, out in Chicago, right off the lake, with the historic Olivet Baptist Church, the oldest black church in Chicago. Did that with them. So we'll recap that a little bit and some other cool things that happened this weekend. Maybe y'all will chime in and tell me some good things that happened with y'all this weekend. And then at 9 o'clock, we're going to dive into a topic that we maybe skimmed over last week. We just skimmed over it. And honestly, I don't even remember if we did that on the air, but we was just talking about it behind the scenes, me and the team. But have y'all heard about this girl, Mahogany Medlock-Brown, down in Houston, Texas, at Macedonia Worship Center? Boy, the drama that has unfolded in a matter of 8 days over there since last Sunday. Boy, a lot of drama, but a lot of good that comes from that. And so we'll just kind of talk about that a little bit and put it into a larger context. I'm not the only person talking about that. In fact, I'm the latest person to talk about it, because everybody done wore that topic out all last week. If you are following anything in the black church, then you've heard that topic brought up and mentioned all last week. So I'm going to give them a bit of a take and bring it out a little bit of a wider array. Kind of hit home a little bit for me. It hit a little bit home for me. And so that's that, you know. So we'll talk about that a little bit. And then after that, we'll, of course, do some reflections about how some things that are bad can turn around for your good. And so we'll talk about that, because that situation did turn good. But, you know, we'll make a wider appeal to how sometimes things that seem bad can turn out for your good. And so that's how we'll do the show for today. That's how we'll do the show. Of course, we'll do our round table. We'll wrap it up, and we'll be off the air by 10:05. That's our goal. And so thank y'all again for locking in with us. But as we're here right now in this portion of the show, let me just check in with you. How's your Monday going? How was your weekend? Were you guys all right? Did you have a good weekend? Did y'all have anything major that happened? Anything good that happened in your life? Anything bad that happened? I don't know. Whatever happened your weekend, but it's a good way to start. Of course, it's a good way to start your day. But thinking about all of the things that are upcoming can either be overwhelming. They can either cause you to be overwhelmed. They can cause you to be a little bit anxious or full of anxiety. I don't know what you got coming up this week, but it can cause that. Or you could be looking at the week ahead saying, you know what, I got a good week ahead. But either way it goes, maybe you got some good things that you're excited about this week. I don't know. But either way it goes, I think that you should start your week off just grounding yourself. Just, grounding ourselves, letting ourselves be not be overtaken by the pressures of life, and that's easier said than done. Trust me, I know that more than anybody else. That's easier said than done. But at the same time, we can still do it. You know what I mean? We can still look ahead and say, you know what? I'm going to speak good things for myself. I'm going to look for good things for myself. I'm going to see the good in a situation. So I don't really know what you got coming up this week, but I'm just suggesting. I'm not telling you what to do. I can't tell you what to do, but I can make a suggestion, that you at least get grounded, ground yourself, and really take an inventory. We do this every Wednesday, but every now and again, I like to do it on a Monday too. You know what I mean? Like, so that you can go into the week really well. So how is all of your stuff? How you doing? How you doing mentally? How you doing spiritually? I mean, for those of us that went to church yesterday, you might have had a good church time. You might have had a good old gospel time in the church. And, and so because of that, maybe you feel spiritually high right now. But for some people, maybe you feel spiritually high, but physically drained. If you work in the church, you might feel spiritually high, but physically drained. And now you got to go through the week. So, what does that mean for you? Do you need to take a nap? Do you need to carve out some time for some sleep? I said that when I woke up this morning, because I'm not doing that thing no more where I wake up and I'm like, damn, like I'm not doing that no more. I'm trying not to do that. I'm trying to wake up, and y'all taught me to do this with the morning shout outs and the morning affirmations. Y'all taught me to do this where you don't wake up and you don't say bad. You don't speak bad over your day, but we're holding each other accountable to this, right? We wake up and we say something good about the day. So I'm doing that. But I did say this morning. I did say, man, I probably need to carve some time out this week and just sleep. I've not had a day where I could sleep in for so long. I mean, like really about 3 weeks since I had a day where I could just sleep like longer than 6 in the morning, 6:30 in the morning. I've just not had that. And so now I got to try to find somewhere in there, some kind of way to discipline my day so that I can, you know what I mean? So I can sleep, so I can rest. But that's me, like if I'm going to make it through this next 2 weeks that I got coming up, because I got a busy 2 weeks. If I'm going to make it through these next 2 weeks, I got to carve some time out for my sleep. So that's me being in tune with my physical well-being. So I'm asking you that same question in that same light. How is your physical well-being? Are you rested? Are you not feeling good? My wife been sneezing and hacking and coughing all night. So I'm trying to stay away from her. Like you keep that over there. I ain't got time to be sick. I ain't got time for it. But in tune with your physical health. Are you in tune right now with your mental health? Is it just so much going on that you are just, just overwhelmed? Or, are you just in a good place? I hope you're in a good place. But if you're not, figure out why not, and then see how we can adjust it and make it better. How's your emotional health? You doing emotionally all right? Is you got some friends in your corner who are speaking well for you, who are speaking well into you, to helping you build, helping you grow? Or is everybody around you draining you, making you feel like Lord, why do I even hang out with these people? Why do I even know these people? Hey, it's up to you to decide it. But it's good to do all that kind of check-in as we go into the new week, because this is a new week, like Israel saying, it's a new season. It's a new day, right? Right. It's a new season. It's a new day. It's a new week. And so, you know, we just starting off the week, and my goal, my hope, my prayer is that everybody would have a good week, you know, that everybody would have a good week, that everybody would have, you know, that everybody would have, I don't know, good things that come their way, right? The kind of stuff that I don't know, the kind of stuff that prospers you, the kind of stuff that makes you feel all right, the kind of stuff that doesn't drain you emotionally. I hope that that's the kind of week that you have ahead of you. But again, I think that starts off with how you start your week. Just like if you start your day speaking positive, that's why we do the morning affirmation, which we'll be doing at 8:30. So if you haven't said good morning, I'm sorry, 8 o'clock, at 8 o'clock. So if you haven't said good morning, then make sure you say good morning. That's why we do those morning affirmations. It reminds us and each other to start the day off right. But in that same light of starting the day off right, let's start the week off right. You know, they say breakfast is the most important meal of the day. So what are you eating in the morning? What are you feeding yourself at the morning, at the dawn of a new week? What is the morning of the new week? Monday is the morning of the new week, right? So what are you going to feed yourself this week? You know, my hope is that you'll feed yourself positivity, all that other kind of stuff like that, so that you can set yourself up for a productive week, for a good week, and for good things to keep on coming your way. I love that song that we play a lot over here by Kesle Brimpong. It says, bountiful blessings are coming my way. I love that song that we've been playing lately by E-Man that says, you know, he's the God of my day. Like, you know, stuff like that. Those kinds of songs that remind us that, you know, we can lay claim to the day. We can lay claim to our week. We can lay claim to the rest of this month. We're at the midway point for the month of September. Only 30 days in September, and this is the 15th of 30 days. So, you know, this is the halfway point. This is the if Wednesday is hump day, then the 15th is hump day for the month, right? So if Wednesday is hump day for the week, and the 15th is hump day for the month. So happy hump day. You know, so as you go on the other side of this hump, what lessons did we learn from the top of September that we can complete September out with, you know, in a good way? And so, you know, it's a good way to check in with that. And I hope that you guys are doing that. I know for me, I can't even lie. I'm a little bit emotionally drained. That's just me. And I'm going to tell you why. I'm a little bit emotionally drained because when we were last week, I was in last week, and I did 4 funeral type services, 4 funerals, memorials, things like that. Monday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, like each one of those days was a funeral or a memorial. And like, so just watching, you know, people grieving, watching people who laying a mother to rest, and then checking in with someone who lost their son, right? Like, so doing that. So if I count, I didn't go to that funeral, but checking in with them, that makes 5. So like all week, like more funerals than there were weekdays, you know, just equal funerals to weekdays last week. And like, that's draining. Like, I'm not a mortician. I'm not a funeral home person. So I'm not like, you know, I don't see a funeral and be like, oh, B-Day. You know, when I have to go there, it's a drain because you have to watch people grieve. You have to watch people lay someone to rest. On Saturday, laid a 5-year-old to rest. A 5-year-old who lost their life. And just hearing a mother scream out for her baby. I mean, when they were closing the casket, she started screaming out, "No, not yet." My heart just, oh. And I was playing that one. I did that as a favor to someone, to a friend of mine. And as I played it, I'm telling you, my heart just dropped when I heard a mother say that. Because I can't imagine a mother having to lay their 5-year-old to rest, a father having to lay their 5-year-old. I just can't imagine it. And yet there I was watching. So that's emotionally draining. So, you know, I got to get that woosah to take that emotional drain off. Otherwise, you'll walk around with that. You just keep wearing it. You keep rehashing it. You keep replaying it, you know, and that's not saying you can't have empathy for other people. That's not saying you can't have empathy for others. That's not saying you can't have, you know, or even understanding it, have sympathy for others. It's not to say that you can't do that. But if it ain't your burden to bear, then why keep wearing it? And you know, but when you're in emotionally draining situations, you just keep rehashing that stuff. You keep replaying it. You start trying, to some degree, your brain might start trying to live it out. And so, you know, so the question is at hand for all of us right now. The question is at hand for us. You know, what is draining us, and what are we gonna do about it going into this new week? And on the flip side of that coin, what are the good things that we have? What are the good things that we have, and how can we grow on those things, build on those things this week? And that's the goal of today's show. So we'll talk about a bunch of stuff. We'll do that. Like I said, next coming up, we're gonna have our morning shout outs and affirmations. So if you haven't said good morning, do me a favor, please say good morning. Please go ahead and say good morning. I would love to hear from you. I would love to hear the great things that y'all have come up with when you name the day. I would love to do that. I'll tell you what we're gonna do right now, though. As of right now, we're gonna go ahead and take this music break right quick. Yeah, we're gonna take this music break right quick. But like I said, if you haven't done so already, go ahead and name the day. Tell us good morning. We want to hear from you. We want to know how you doing, all that good stuff. We want to check in and be able to show you some love. So I'm going to get me some coffee. I poured me some already, but I left it in the other room. So I got to go get that. I'm sure it's probably cold by now because that was 35 minutes ago that I poured that coffee. So I'm sure it's cold at this point. So I'm going to have to do something about that. Yeah. But at any rate, let's see if I can find my files. And I told y'all my computer was having issues this morning. So now we got to find all these songs again. Let's see. Where's everything at? There it is. Found it. All right, y'all. With that being said, you know what? I just brought this song up. So we'll play this one. Akese Frimpong with what's the name of that song? Bountiful Blessings. I just brought it up. So we might as well go ahead and play it right now. How about that? Bountiful blessings coming your way. Bountiful blessings coming my way. That's what we're believing for this week. So we might as well go ahead and do that. And then when we come back, we're doing our morning shout out. So if you haven't said good morning, do me a favor and say good morning. And we'll be right back for Zeke Live in the morning. Hey.
Has no worry, and the sparrow has no care. Why should I worry when my Father owns the cattle on the hill? Why should I worry when my Father owns the silver and the gold? So I'm casting my cares on you, casting my cares on you, casting my cares on you, casting my cares, oh, casting my cares on you, casting my cares on you, casting my cares on you, casting my cares, oh. Papa, shower your blessings, yeah, shower your blessings, yeah. I don't rush, shower your blessings, shower your blessings, Papa, shower your blessings, yeah. Shower your blessings, bountiful blessings, bountiful blessings, they come my way. Papa, shower your blessings, yeah. Shower your blessings, yeah. I come rush, shower your blessings, shower your blessings, Papa, shower me your blessings, shower your blessings, yeah. Bountiful blessings, they come my way. So I will be anxious for nothing, supplicate for everything. Why should I worry about my problems when I can pray them off? Why should I worry about my troubles when I can pray my troubles off? So I'm casting my cares on you, casting my cares on you, casting my cares on you, casting my cares, oh. So I'm casting Casting my cares on you. Casting my cares on you. Casting my cares on you. Casting my cares. Oh, Papa, shower your blessings, yeah. Shower your blessings, yeah. I do brush, shower your blessings, ah. Shower your blessings, yeah. Papa, shower your blessings, yeah. Shower your blessings, yeah. Bountiful blessings. Bountiful blessings, they come my way. Papa, shower your blessings, yeah. Shower your blessings, yeah. I do brush, shower your blessings, ah. Shower your blessings, yeah. Papa, shower me your blessing. Shower your blessings, yeah. Bountiful blessings, they come my way. Abundant blessings, multiple blessings, bountiful blessings, come in my way. Abundant blessings, multiple blessings, yeah. Bountiful blessings, they come my way. Papa, shower your blessings, yeah. I do brush, shower your blessings, ah. Papa, shower me your blessing. Yeah. Bountiful blessings, they come my way. Abundant blessings, multiple blessings, bountiful blessings, come in my way. Abundant blessings, multiple blessings, yeah.
Sometimes when I live righteously and holy, why do I have to go astray? Forever want your eyes on me. Mwari, inindo funga kuti, tatata papi. It's all me, I know. The evidence all around me, you are here. Obstacles will test my faith, inhibiting purpose. I tripped up on too many times. When I fall, Munoti, I'll rise again. It's all me, I know. The evidence all around me, you are near, I know. So stay with me. Oh, Papa God, won't you stay with me? Yeah. From my
Hey, we're back with we'll be back. We're just having all kind of technical issues this morning, ain't we? Just all kind of technical issues. I'm clicking the button, it ain't going. All right, hold on. Let me do one thing. There we go. Let me pause that. There we are. Okay. Hey, y'all, we back. Thank y'all. All right, let's do some morning shout outs. Let's dig into this. Thank y'all so much for being here. Thank y'all for y'all's patience as well, because we're just having technical issues all over the place today. I don't know what that means. I don't know. Maybe I need to get a new computer. I don't think I need to up my Wi-Fi. I thought I had one of the highest plans you can get outside of a business plan. You know, so that's technical difficulty. Sometimes it just be that way. Sometimes it just bees like that. And so there you go right there. So we've been having a patchy start to the show this morning, at least as far as I'm concerned. But y'all lock stars, y'all love me, I think. I don't think y'all hold it against me too much. I hope y'all don't. I hope y'all don't hold it against me too much. Just Lord have mercy. All right, y'all. Let's say some good mornings. Let's see our morning shout outs. If you haven't said good morning, please go ahead and do that already. And of course, you can always chime in the conversation. And if I miss a comment, it does show up over here. If you're watching on the screen, it shows up right there on the bottom right corner. Let's see this. And actually, before I do the morning shout outs, I didn't do this earlier. That's technical difficulties. But of course, you can subscribe to us on YouTube. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe. And please follow us on Facebook, the Book of Faces. You can do that. You can follow me on IG and all that stuff. The information's right there. You can follow me there. And then TikTok and all that. I'm not doing TikTok like I used to be. I started off real good for a minute. And then I just didn't stay consistent, which is why I do Zeke Live in the morning. Because I'm not consistent with my social media. I'm just not consistent with my social media. And I know I ain't the only one that's like that. I just over it. And I'm over it. Like, for real. I just don't need it. There's so much going on social media that just makes me have to be like, you know what? I'm turning this off. I ain't got time for that. I got too many other things going on in my day. It's going to be like that. But anyways, for today, I'm on my social media doing live in the morning. And for tomorrow and the next day and the day after that, we'll also be doing our social media thing in the morning, in the early morning. And what y'all should see we start doing, we've been looking at this program now, just going to like some video editing and stuff like that for us to dive into a little bit of that now. So you should start to see more clips and things like that start coming out in the next couple coming weeks. Definitely going to October, but next couple coming weeks, maybe even this week, I'll start playing some. My biggest focus right now is that and actually a new platform. I don't mind StreamYard. StreamYard is trying to get better. They are. But we're looking into some other platforms so we can do some other things with you know, just with the show. We just you know, we want to do some other things. And StreamYard, God bless their soul. They got us through the first month. God bless their soul. But just too many technical difficulties. Just too many of them. Like this morning, I'm just on edge. Until I get it right, I'll be on edge. So let's dive into these morning shout outs. Let's go ahead and do that. Who's got the first comment of the day? I need my drum roll. The first comment of the day goes DJ Red, Marcus Johnson, saying good morning, blessed people. Y'all know, I feel I've been in church, so I'm blessed people. It was blessed and sure. Before we would leave from school in the morning, we'll say have a blessed day. We won't say have a blessed day, have a blessed day. You know, that's the end on the bottom. Blessed. You mentioned Fred Hammond singing it. Let me hear you say blessed, say blessed. Or you could say, let me hear you say blessed, 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 blessed. Yeah, anyway. Yeah, okay. DJ Red is here. You know what I hate? Here's the thing that real talk. Here's the thing that be getting on my nerves. When people do that song and the leader say, let me hear you say blessed, and then the people repeat please. That's evil, man. That is not how that song goes. They were like, bless, 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 bless. And it's like, that's not how the song goes. Don't do that. Like, I have had to correct more choirs across these United States of America for singing it incorrectly. Anyways, shout out to DJ Red. He was with me on Saturday, and we'll talk a little bit about that in a bit. But he was with me on Saturday. He was my he was my musician for the day. He was my whole band, right, basically. No, it was a track date, and I decided at the last minute, I said, you know what? Instead of just doing tracks, I could just run tracks. But I said, you know what? I think I will do a DJ. That's what I said. I said, I think I'll do a DJ. So I called up DJ Red. I was like, hey, man, what you got going on Saturday? I was like, your wife going to be there anyways. What you got going on Saturday afternoon? And he had a gig that evening, and he still came through and played for me that afternoon with his DJ equipment. So we loaded up the tracks there, and I really do appreciate it for that. So if you missed it Saturday, then you missed a good time. But DJ Red was there. So what does he say? He says, it's Move Out the Way Monday. Hold on, wait a minute. Yes, it's Move Out the Way Monday. I like that. Move Out the Way Monday. Move Out the Way. Tune in to Zeke Live in the morning. Like, share, subscribe, and one of my favorite hashtags, you got this. So go ahead and lock in with it. I love that. Y'all give DJ Red one more big round of applause. And this is a phenomenal performance on Saturday. Let's see here. Who else we got here? We got Mama saying good morning. She's on YouTube and Facebook over there. She goes over to Facebook. She keeps the party going on that side. Saying good morning, family. And of course, when y'all see that sitting over there, that means family ain't just who you born to, but it's who you. So shout out to Mama. Y'all give Mama a round of applause. Y'all know we love her dearly. And then speaking of mamas and the mamas and the mamas and the mamas and the mamas of the show, here is one of the mamas of the show, Mrs. JP Rideout. That's Eric's mama. Y'all go show her some love. And she says, boy, I love how she says it. Good morning, everybody. There it is right there. Good morning to everybody. That's the saints. That's the ain't. And I say the saints ain't to everybody in between. Eric says the saints ain't and all those who can't. Like so there you have it right there. I said DJ. JP Rideout. Y'all I can't read. I went to public. JP Rideout. That's one of the mamas of the show. Y'all know how I feel about the mamas of the show. So y'all make sure to show her some fantastic, magnanimous love. Give her some love there. We love you, mama. Let's see who we got here. We got Miss Abronia Scott. There she is right there. Good morning, Lock Stars. And go ahead. Let's play the dong. Whoa. Home. Woo. I might need a music break after that. What? Pause. Major pause. Oh, my Lord. Yes, it's Magnificent Monday. Magnificent Monday. Thank you so much, Abronia. And check this out, y'all. Abronia was there on Saturday. I saw Abronia on Saturday, and I was like, I ran over there and gave her a big hug. I was like, actually, Abronia, I was looking for you before I left. Like, I was trying to find you. Like, I came back there. You was, I think you might have, I don't know if you was already gone or just gone somewhere or something like that. But I had to leave. But yeah, I was trying to catch you before I left to say my final goodbyes and all that. But I did get to hang out with her for a minute. We got to jam out. Sing some songs together, do all that kind of stuff like that. If I would have been, if I would have thought about, I wasn't gonna throw you out there like that. But if I would have thought about it too hard, I would have brought you to the stage like, hey, come sing a line of this, like, you know. But I didn't do that. I let you enjoy the show. So, but Abronia says, welcome to Zeke Live in the Morning with Zeke, Eric, Rich, and Rhonda. Grab your cup of energy. Here's my cup of energy. I got my coffee. And let's discuss from going from chaos to clarity. Yes, that's exactly what we're going to discuss today. What is it like going from chaos to clarity? And we're going to talk about that in a little bit. But my cup of coffee today, I told y'all how I feel about this cafe stand. We ran out of my other coffee. And now I'm stuck with this nasty old cafe stand, but I needed some coffee. I was so tired. I needed some coffee. So I had to drink this old half paper sale. My wife bossed me, so we just got there and made some coffee. Act like I will not be going to the store to get the coffee I like. Like at some point today, I'm stopping by a store and I'm grabbing the coffee I like. Yeah. So what is your favorite energy today? I don't know what y'all energy is on today. Yeah, I don't know what else energy is today, but mine will be cool. Because I go the old man with my coffee with no sugar and no cream. Anyways, let's see here. Who else we got in the comments before I start going into some other stuff? Let's see here. My auntie is here, y'all. Morning stars is Magic Motivation Monday, and there's a it like Magic Motivation Monday. Yes, you are magic. Be motivated. I love that. Let's see here. What else we got? Oh, we want another one. Make it a mellow Monday. Yeah. Mellow. Just be mellow. I like that. Mellow. I like that. Yes. Let's see here. Who else we got? Y'all know how I feel about the mamas of the show, y'all. That's my auntie. Y'all show her some love. Mamas of the show. This is Rhonda's mama, Mama Pastor Cynthia Cole. Y'all show her some love. She said good morning to the Lock Stars family. And look at all those hearts. She loves us. Oh, she loves us. She loves us. She loves us. Yeah, y'all will show her some love. That's Rhonda's mama. So y'all know how I feel about the mamas of the show. So y'all make sure to show her some love. There it is. There it is right there. Love you, mama. And then let's see. Here is this one I'm looking for right here. Chris Hood. True Hood. I saw Hood on Saturday. He surprised me. I didn't know he was coming. I went out to the audience. So if you've never seen me live, and honestly, I think I'm a whole experience. I think I'm a whole. In my head, I be having a good time. I don't know. It's my first time in a while. But anyways, I ran out in the audience. I'm just calling people out who I know. Hey, I see you. Hey, Pastor Smith. Hey, that's my Uncle John. Hey, that's doing all that. And then, like, you know, and I was thanking everybody being there, all that kind of stuff, helping people out. And then so in the audience, I see Good with a camera standing there, and he's standing in front of my face at least half of the time. But no, they said he got glass. Okay, so I wasn't totally okay. But as I go out in the audience, I turn around and I go, is that Hood? And this, you know, the sun is like kind of high a little bit. I'm like, is that Hood? And I look, he's like, yeah. And I'm like, oh my God, I didn't even see you out here. So shout out to Hood. He came out with footage. I was like, hey, since you here, hey, come over here and get this camera footage for me. Do this. Every time I see Hood, I'm like, hey, put the camera out real quick. Yep, so there's Chris Hood. Y'all show him some love, my bro. Speaking of that, look here, Miss Macedonia said boy DJ Red on Saturday. So there you go, DJ Red. You got a compliment. That means you did a good job. You did your scratching and all that stuff. Listen, I love the sound. I love all the scratching, all that stuff that goes in there. We were what song we were singing? I think we were singing "Thank You, Lord." That's all. Not my bass player Sam, my little bro, but another friend I made, Sam from St. He was sitting on the side. Red started scratching something. He was saying, "Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord." He started doing some scratching. I saw saying, like, oh, like, you know, it's a unique flavor, a unique twist, a unique take. And that's why I always, a lot of times when you see me, sometimes when I don't have them, I might have a live band. Sometimes it's just a track. Sometimes I got the DJ and the band. More times than not, and doing the event, depending on budget and all that stuff. And then sometimes when it's just a track day, I just decide, you know, I'm just going to spend a few dollars and just bring Red on board. I want that flavor. I want there. I want somebody to press the track button. I want the DJ experience. And so DJ Red, you got some compliments there. There you go. Thank you for that. And y'all can also, y'all can hire DJ Red to do stuff, to come do parties and other stuff like that for you. So definitely do that. Let's see what else we got there. And if I missed anybody, y'all charge this in my head, not my heart. But okay, there was something else about my eye. Now I can't find it. But anyways, all right. So y'all, like I said, great show lined up. Thank y'all for jumping into these comments, doing the morning shout outs with me. Those affirmations mean something, man. Motivation Monday, that means something. Even Magic Monday, that means something. Magnificent Monday, Marvelous Monday. Like these Maria said, move out the way Monday. These affirmations mean something. They really mean something because they remind us. In my head, you know, I don't know about y'all, but for me, they remind us that you know, they remind us that the day doesn't have to be bad. You don't have to feed into the bad of the day. You can definitely look at the other side of that coin. They say the grass is always greener on the other side, but not necessarily. Sometimes the grass is green right in your own lawn, and it just needs a little bit of watering. So that's why we do the morning shout out. You know, somebody's looking at your lawn, thinking that your lawn is green. So at the end of the day, you know what I mean? Like that's why we do those morning motivations. That's why I spend so much time there, because it's good. And I like to see the live stars. I like to see who's here. I like to see all of that. But you know, it just reminds us to go through the day. Like I said, I'm physically trained. I am trained. I mean, I am physically trained right now. But remembering to do that check-in, that's I know it's there. I saw it. Hold on. It was there. It is right there, bro. A Monday check-in. How's your heart? How's your mind? What's your motivation for the week? Like it's stuff like that, comments like that, that reminder to continue pushing, to continue pressing, to continue going forward. And all too often, I mean, really, all too often, there's so many things that are coming our way that just wear us out and drag us down. Like I said, you following any kind of news or anything else like that, and you already know I'm not lying. I'm telling the truth. Like, not lying. I'm telling the truth. Like the news will wear you out. All you hear is about who got popped over the week. All you hear about is the other troops coming in or not. Side note, Chicago, Trump back down on that. They're not coming to Chicago, going to Memphis now. So now Memphis is on the list. Like it's, you know, like, but you hear all this stuff constantly. You know, I don't know about your algorithms on your Facebook and all that stuff like that, but I don't think that stuff in our algorithm. Every time you turn it on, somebody fighting, cussing each other out, screaming and yelling, and like, you know, and then you get caught in this loop of all that kind of stuff, and then you start to wear that. So that's why I said, you know, let's name the day something better. My day don't have to be a fight. My day don't have to be true. My day don't have to be drama. Like, you know, like you don't hear like all the technical difficulties that had going into the morning. Just in the first hour of the show, all the technical difficulties. But look, we keep pushing forward, and everything ends up working out all right. That's my prayer for everything ultimately ends up working out all right. That's the goal. Yeah. So thank y'all for that. So I love that what Brody Cat put up there. You know, here's that Monday. How's your heart? How's your mind? What is your motivation for the week? And that's a good question. Let me put that back on the screen right there. That's a good question. Just pause for that and think. What is your motivation for the week? You know, we only got a couple minutes, so I'll spend that time saying this. But what is your motivation for the week? What is your motivation for this week? What is your motivation for this week? What are you motivating you this week? Are you being motivated by pressure? Like some people are motivated by pressure. Some people are motivated by you know, all kinds of stuff that people are laying on them. Like it's just maybe that's sustainable. Like other external pressures, like those external pressures. I don't think that's necessarily sustainable. I mean, you know, unless maybe like your own children or something like that. But if it's something like, you know, you're motivated by, and I'm not, and don't get me wrong, I'm not talking about accountability and being accountable to each other or anything else like that, or being committed to something and want to be accountable. But I'm talking about those people who put pressure on you because their emergency now needs to dictate your urgency, and that don't need to be the case. Like just because they got an emergency going on, Now you got to jump up and try to do stuff. And yeah, that's a motivation. But that's not sustainable motivation because that ain't got nothing to do with you at the end of the day. That's you trying to wearing yourself out. You trying to help somebody else out. So you wearing yourself out like, listen, no, don't let that be your motivation. What are you motivated by? You're motivated by dreams and goals. Like you got a prayer life and you're motivated from that. You have do you have a goal, a dream in mind, a vision? A goal, the dream. I knew it was going to come. Just a bunch of words. It was going to come eventually. You have a vision ahead, like something that you can see that you're headed towards, that no matter what obstacles come your way, no matter what life throws at you, you can look at it and you can say, you know what? I see what the end is going to be, and I'm going to keep on going on. Like the old saints always say, y'all remember what the old saints used to say? I'm going to keep on pressing. I'm going to keep on holding on, see what the end is going to be. Keep going, see what the end is going to be. Yeah, see what the end is going to be. Listen, things work out if you keep on pushing forward. I'm telling you the advice that I heard Donald Lawrence say before we did Goshen one time, and we were doing the we were at Roosevelt University, Auditorium Theater. We're at the Auditorium Theater. I remember being on stage, and we were just like circling up and doing the whole thing, and use these words. I'm gonna paraphrase it, but don't write anything. Trust me what I'm saying. He said, faith is just pushing forward until the arc of reality moves in your favor. Until everything works out in your favor. Like it's just keep on going. And and he basically broke it down like this. Because why wouldn't it? You keep working towards something, eventually it's going to work. So you just keep on pushing, just even when obstacles come your way. So that's what's your motivation? Be motivated. What's your vision? Keep on going. Keep on pushing. You got this. You're all right. Before we take this next music break, we're about to take it right now. But look who's here, y'all. It's my mama, y'all. That's my mama. I miss my mama. Oh, my mama. I ain't heard from my mama in like a week. Oh my God. I talked to my mama. Probably longer than that. Jesus, see what I'm talking about? So busy, I don't even talk to my own mama. And this time zone differences and all that stuff like that. But y'all, what's up to my mama saying morning, loves me. I love you, mommy. And saying good morning, love you all. You lock stars. I need to book I think I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna look at some ticket prices. And I think I'm gonna come on and visit my parents. I'm crashing the house. I'm about to just go crash because I used to see my parents. I've not laid eyes on my parents in a while, so that's that. So I'll enjoy my parents back out. Yeah. So there's my mama. Y'all know how I feel about the mamas in the show. Y'all go show my mama some love. There she is, right there. All right, y'all. Let's do this. Thank y'all again for jumping in. And yeah, look at that. She want to see me. All right, there it is. Right there. I hope. Maybe me and the wife come on out. So we haven't done a long Christmas. We ain't been a long Christmas. We've been married. That's crazy. Maybe we'll go ahead and do that. Let's see here. All right, y'all. There it is right there. Let's do this. Let's go ahead to another music break. You know what? Since things are looking up, this is one of my favorite songs, and I love this version. Let's do this right here. Hit me with that 5 stair steps, and if we go off on Facebook or something like that, y'all already know why.
Fantastic Brick family returns now with the promise
I love
of a better life for all.
I love it.
Welcome back.
I love it. And then we'll check out a little bit of Miss Freedom, because y'all know what everything is. So here it is right here. 5 stair steps. We'll be right back. Ooh, child. Oh, yeah.
Things get brighter. Child, things are gonna get easier. Ooh, child, things will get brighter. Someday, yeah, we'll put it together and we'll get it undone. Someday, when your head is much lighter. Someday, yeah, we'll walk in the rays of a beautiful sun. Someday, when the world is much brighter. Child, things are gonna be easier. Ooh, child, things will be brighter. Ooh, child, things are gonna be easier. Ooh, child, things will be brighter. Someday, put it together and we'll get it undone. Someday.
Can we jam out real quick, y'all? Can we just jam out real quick? Y'all know I can't live without jamming. Y'all know I can't live without it. Fill up your coffee, we'll be right back. Fill up your coffee, get this tea, get your water, turn your radio speakers up, and dance this morning. We'll be right back. So we can recap when we get back. It's freedom. Here we go. welcome back. Zeke Live this morning. Zeke Live in the morning, baby. Yes. We are back. Hey, y'all. Let's do a little bit of a weekend recap this morning. So a little bit of a weekend recap. Let's do a weekend recap. How was y'all's weekend? You know, curious to know, anxious to know. How was you guys' weekend? How was y'all's weekend be? And of course, y'all know y'all can follow us on YouTube and on Facebook. Look like we're going live on both of them still. I went and I checked it during the music break to make sure. Because these things be twigging out on us, man. They be tweaking out on us. So I went to make sure. So it looks like we still live. So praise the Lord for that. But that is such a jam. My mama just said it. That's the moving morning jam. There it is right there. Moving morning. Yeah. It's the moving morning. That's the jam right there. It really is. It's a jam. I love that song. That's why I play it all the time. I think you can go ahead and give me some more house tracks, some more dancing tracks. But how was you guys' weekend though? How was y'all's weekend? My weekend was full. I very full weekend. I told y'all I went into the week. Started off with a funeral and all that stuff. And then, of course, we had a rehearsal because I had a show on Saturday. Yes, so we had rehearsal on Friday. Yes. So, had a rehearsal on Friday, had my team with me, had my folks with me. We rehearsed and got ready for the show on Saturday. And it was a good show on Saturday. If y'all, if you're not aware of it, of course, we did let me see if I can find the flyer. We did this event right here, the spiritual fusion of gospel and jazz. And shout out to Robert Irvin and Pastor Alvin Smith. Who is Alvin Smith? Pastor John Smith and my Uncle John, who was the catalyst for getting me there. And I got to give a special shout out to my friend Miss Cinnabella, the Bronzeville diva. She was running the show and she had us running. She had us doing a bunch of good stuff. And it was so good to see her. I saw Richard sent me the stuff. We had to send in all of our we call it our stage treatment, right? Like, so when you send in your rider, it's just a little behind the scenes about the music world. You do this thing called a rider, which is basically all the things you need. And all these things get written in the contracts. My business team does that. Pastor Rich Holmes is actually my business manager as well. In case y'all didn't know it. In case y'all didn't know that, Eric and Rich manage me. Like they keep me going. And so now that I'm, getting back up, moving musically and all that stuff, now they've been working hard to get stuff. So, they do business stuff like contracts, like we contract with places. Yes, it does cost. Everybody that was on the stage with me got a little money in their pocket, like everybody that was on stage. So I can't be paying to go to people's shows without somebody that cost gets passed along. That's just how the world works. That's how it does. But inside of the contract, we have what we call a rider, and a rider basically just says the things you need. Stuff like, the towel. They make sure to put in there that I need a towel because everybody knows I'm going to forget two things. I'm going to forget my water and I'm going to forget my towel. And so it used to always be somebody, shout out to Shamika. She used to always bring me a water. Like she knew the kind of water I liked. And she would always stop before a gig and get me a water because it was pretty much guaranteed I was either going to forget to get one, I was going to be rushing to get there, and I wasn't going to have time to stop and get one. And sometimes you go to places, they just ain't got it. They just ain't got waters. They ain't got. And so if you ain't got it, you just thirsty, and you outside, and it's hot, and you sweating, and you dehydrated. And so, so we start putting that into the rider. And the rider is, again, all the things that you need, just that you're looking for. Some people, some people got crazy riders like The Who. I believe it was The Who, the rock band The Who, back 60s, 70s, 80s, The Who. I think it was them. I'm pretty sure it was them. I might be wrong, but they famously had the rider that said they only wanted it was like some kind of M&Ms. It was like only one color of M&M or something like that, or it was something with M&Ms, but they wanted in their green room, the backstage room, they wanted like a certain color of M&Ms. And you do these riders, sometimes, and you hear that right off bat, you say, oh, that's crazy. That's crazy. But you do these riders so that the things are prepared. But the reason that they did it, and this was so cool, just as a little side note, the reason they did it, you hear it and you think like, oh man, that's crazy. They were being some divas. They only wanted the certain color M&Ms. They were just taking advantage. But no, that wasn't the case. The reason they did it was because they had all these pyrotechnics. Shout out to Mama, who's getting her pyrotechnics, getting certified and being able to do that. So she's in school for that. But they had all these pyrotechnics and things that went to that show. And that meant that the other parts of their rider that were very important, that involved their safety, like they knew that if they couldn't have, that if that promoter who was bringing them or doing that show didn't have that one little thing, that was their test, and they would not do the show. And that was in the contract. That was in the rider as part of the contract. If we found this color M&M in here, if there was any of this, then we won't take the stage. And they still expected their full payment because they showed up. Sounds crazy off the bat, but they were doing all this wild stuff, and so it was a safety issue. They said basically the logic was, if you didn't take the time to make sure that this one thing was done, then we can't trust that our safety is going to be good on this stage. We can't trust that this stage is going to be able to handle the pyrotechnics and all the extra sound stuff, which means that our safety might be in danger. So anyways, you put these things in your rider, so towels, water, all that stuff. But anyways, I got on that tangent talking about my friend Cinnabella. She was there running that, and so I was really grateful to see her. So Rich sent the stuff over so we can get our stage treatment, like what stuff do we need? Tell them, we need a line for the DJ. We need this number of microphones. This is how I like my sound to be. I like my stage to sound this way. I like it to be real loud and all. I want everybody to hear it. I told them, I said, make it so loud that they hear it in Bronzeville. Not Bronzeville, in Morgan Park. We were in Bronzeville. I said, make it loud enough they can hear us in Morgan Park. Like, I want the people to feel it when we on the stage. And so, you put all that in your rider. You do all that in your stage treatment. And so my friend Cinnabella, she was there. I saw her name on the thing. They said, it said Cinnabella. And then I saw the email said the Bronzeville Diva. I said, ain't but one Cinnabella in all of Chicago. Like, there's got to be my friend. And so, it's good to have friends that's in the industry because they always take really good care of you. And I got to say, the team at the historic Olivet Baptist Church, they had a team that was out there working, teams of volunteers and stuff, and they took exceptional food for us, waters for us, towels for us. The sound was good. Shout out to the sound man. Like, it was just a good overall show. But I had that rehearsal on Friday night. So of course, then I came home and due to all those funerals that I was at, I told you I was at funerals, funerals, they just kind of pop up. So it wasn't really on my schedule to be at these funerals, but I wanted to go and support. Shout out to those families, that meant I had to stay up all night Friday night because I was at all these funerals and stuff. So that meant I had to stay up Friday night, all night, just finalizing the tracks, leveling them out. You want them to be level. You don't want them to have to turn the volume up, turn the volume down, do all this stuff from song to song. And sometimes it just be that way. But, I had to go in and level some stuff, like make some edits because, of course, it was a track date. So I didn't have a band. I could just go to the 4, go back to the thing, go back to the top of the song. Let's do that again. I couldn't, what it is what it is. That's kind of how it is on a track date. And so, I had to stay up all night making sure that was right and then be right back up early on Friday, like I said, to bury a 5-year-old. I did that as a favor to a friend of mine, the great Reverend Sierra Bates. And, and so I had the Bates Chamberlain. I had to, so I did that morning and went straight from there to the show. And the show, like I said, it was just so good. It was good seeing some people. I told you I saw Brony Cat out there. So I saw that. Look at that. Look, said there's only one Cinnabella. Yeah, I don't know nobody else named Cinnabella other than, and I only know this from knowing her, other than her grandmother. Her grandmother was Cinnabelle, and she is Cinnabella. I only know that from the stuff that we did together before. But she's an amazing singer, a jazz artist. She headlined last year, and then this year she was working the show. So it was so good. It was so good. Brony said she didn't know she had to bring her own beverage. Oh, look, if I'd have known that, I'd have brought you a water. I'd have brought you a water from over in the backstage area. I would have got you one. I would have snuck you a water if I'd have known that. But the show was so good, y'all. It was so good. Just being back on stage, and I've said this before. I've not really done much in the past few years. Now, that's not to say I've been dormant. I haven't been dormant, but I've definitely not been as active in the music world as I usually was. I mean, there was a time we were doing 2, 3, 4 shows a month. Like, I mean, you know, like every weekend we was out. We was somewhere around the country. And then I started touring. And of course, then that was like every day, all that kind of stuff. So there was that, you know. But just getting back up and getting back more active, all that kind of stuff was amazing. That was good. I like being able to do that. You know what I mean? I like being able to do that. And so it was a good way to get back into it. Shout out to my team. I got to give big credit to who else was it? Jamaica Lachey was on the vocals with me. She was there. Y'all know she's a great friend of the show, and my little sister. She was there with us. Let's see who else was there. Ari Simone. She had a show. I was so tired by the time I got home Saturday night. I went home. I sat down to take a short nap, and I was going to take me and the wife back, you know, after she got home. I was going to take us to Ari's show at the Royal Bistro. They had a show, and actually, it would have been a good time to go to the show because they had all kind of food deals that day, and they were showing the fight for free and all of that. And so it would have been significantly cheaper. And I woke up and it was like 9 o'clock, 9:30. And I was like, oh, shoot, I done missed Ari's show. So I missed that. But she was there with me. My guy Arvell was there singing with me. And then I had Rita, a great friend of the show. She's on here all the time. Miss Rita Renee. Y'all be seeing her on here. So she was there. So I only brought 4 singers with me that day. I only brought 4. I didn't bring a whole crew. Like I said, I'm just kind of getting back up, moving, all that. Of course, DJ Red was on the 1s and 2s, you know, doing all of that. So my stage was good. Of course, Rich was out there. Hood ended up coming out, bringing the camera. Like, it was just, I had good energy around me. I had good people around me. It was just a good way to get back into the music world. And so I definitely enjoyed myself. And if you missed it, I'm telling you, you missed a good time. You missed a really, really good time. It was enjoyable. It was pleasurable. It was just good vibes. Let me tell y'all what we sang. I'm gonna tell y'all what we sang. We sang, we started it off with Your Kingdom. Y'all remember that song, Your Kingdom? I'll be playing it a lot over here. Your kingdom, your glory. We started with that. I just used that as a sound check song. And then we just did it. Matter of fact, I saw a clip, Bronya, that you sent. I meant to load that up because I think I got it on here. But the kind of showing what it looked like out there. But it was good. It was so good. It was so good. And so I did that. We did that first. Then we did a couple covers. We did Thank You, Lord. Walter Hawkins, you know, thank you, Lord, for all you've done for me. Tragedies are commonplace, all kinds of diseases. You know, that whole song, that whole thing. So we did that. We did our take on it. We jammed out. We rocked. The people were singing along. So that's always good to see. I think I got a sneeze coming on. I'm trying to fight it, but I think I got a sneeze coming on. Just bear with me. So that was good. Then what did we do after that? We did Melodies from Heaven. So this actually happened. We were it was already loaded up. We already had it loaded up to do it. You know, and I could have replaced it with something else, but St. Sabina's choir, they started doing Lonnie Hunter and Voices of St. Mark, Even Me, right? So let some drops now fall on me, even me, Lord, even me. So, you know, they started doing that song. And I was like, in my mind, because I heard them doing sound check. And in my mind, I was like, I bet they're going to flip this into Melodies from Heaven. During sound check, they didn't do that. But then, lo and behold, as they got into the actual show, now that was just sound check. They got into the show and they started singing the tagline, rain down on me, let it fall. And so my suspicion was right. So we were going to cut it. Then I was like, you know what? No, they didn't do the whole song. I still want to sing Melody because I just love it. It's one of my favorite gospel songs all time. Those 2 songs are 2 of my favorite songs of all time. Not even just gospel, but songs of all time, all genres, across all genres. And so I was like, you know what? We're still going to do it. So I ended up bringing up, it was the youth choir from St. Sabina. I ended up bringing them up to the stage with me. I was like, yo, is St. Sabina, any of the youth still here? Y'all come up. So we brought the youth up there and just let the energy be on the stage with the young people. And that ended up being a whole lot of fun. I enjoyed being up there with them. So they sang alongside with my singers. And we just had a good time, man. Just a good time. Just a great time. I'm telling you, if you missed it, if you was here in Chicago and you missed that, you missed a great time, baby. In a sense, I could say I'm back. I'm doing more shows. I'm doing more stuff. I even got more stuff coming up. We got the Night of Worship at APC coming up on next Friday. So what is that? The 26th. Yes, the 26th. I keep wanting to call it the 23rd, but that's not right. It's the 26th. Coming up on the 26th. And then a couple things in October we'll announce. And then I'm supposed to be overseas. So I'm going traveling overseas again. Going over if everything works out right, I'll be in Holland. What is the Netherlands? I keep wanting to say Norway, but the Netherlands. So I'll be in the Netherlands. So Amsterdam, Rotterdam, the Hague will be in all of those places in December. So music is coming back. Of course, the project y'all saw. I don't know if y'all saw it, but I played a clip in the pre-show. You got to go back and catch the pre-show. I played a clip of the video to the new song that I got coming out. So Freebird. We ended up cutting that song, so we did end up cutting that. But we did Melodies from Heaven. That was fun. And then we did because we had enough time because they were back. The rain was, of course, the rain got the rain and it was storming that morning. We weren't sure we were even going to be out there or we were going to have to cancel. But we ended up doing I'm Walking. So y'all know we'd be doing that song. I'm a walking. Right. We ended up doing that. And, we had some fun on the stage. We did a little contest between the guys and the girls. I got to give it to the guys. I believe the guys won the contest. Basically, I have them just strut across the stage like on the line, so we start playing She's a Bad Majama and let the ladies like walk across and do their thing. So they went sashaying across, doing their little walk, their little cutesy walk, doing their thing. She had a fan with her, bop, 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 right? She had a little fan. She was walking across. And then my guy Antoine actually came up and did it for the guys that he represented. He came dancing across the stage. And listen, them mothers was out there, boy. Them mothers was out there. And the mothers was out there, and when Antoine got to walking across the stage, they was I saw over there. I saw about 3 or 4 of them on the right side, like so on my left side, stage left, off in the back, like because there was a lot of people like spread out around the park, like not a lot of people towards the front. There was people in the front in the chair, but a lot of people had their own like lawn chairs and stuff, so they was out and about. So like over on the side, they was out there, boy. They was They saw that young man walking across the stage. They said, "Yes, sir!" Like So then when it was time to cheer for the ladies or the fellas, it was the mamas who made the fellas win. I said, "Oh, y'all like." I said, "My God, all right. Well, hey, you might get you a sugar mama, Antoine." Like, but it was good, and that's how we closed the show out in Chicago. Just show love. Bronzeville showed love. Like I said. The historic Olivet Baptist Church showed some love. I even had to make a joke. I said, somebody asked me early before the show started, they said, "Is this connected to your college?" I said, "Not at all. I went to an Olivet for college, and this Olivet is a little different. Just a little bit different. There's some noticeable differences that you can between the Olivet that I went to in school and the Olivet that's here at this church. There's some noticeable differences. There's some noticeable differences. Some noticeable differences. But like I said, it was just a good time. And then of course church was good yesterday. We had a good time in church. I was even up on stage helping Pastor Bill preach his sermon a little bit, so y'all can go back and check that out. We did praise and worship. I played. I've been playing more on Sundays, getting back into the habit of doing that a bit. I don't really care to play, but I was, I played. So that was that. But a good time, just a good time. Again, if you missed it, you missed a great time. But I'm glad to be back out. I'm glad to be back moving. And so to everybody that came out, everybody that supported, every prayer that went up for me, because I told you I was a little nervous. I actually was a little. I usually don't get nervous before getting on stage. Just the pre-show nerves, just like what am I going to do? But it's more than nerves. That's just more like making sure things are all right, making sure things are cool. I was actually a little nervous. So, that was that. So anyways, we're about to take another music break, but I did enjoy myself. I want to say thank you to everybody who showed up, everybody who prayed. Thoughts and prayers. all of that stuff like that. I just want to say thank y'all so much because y'all made my way so much easier. And it was just good to see a friendly audience and friendly crowd out there and people that I knew. Let's see here real quick. Let me say a couple hellos and we're going to take one more music break. Let's see here. My cousin Sheila is here. Y'all go say what's up to my cousin Sheila. She's on the Facebook side this morning. She's over on the Facebook side with the Facebook party. Just so you know, cousin, we be on YouTube too. And YouTube is better listening experience. But, you know, I ain't going, you know, you subscribe on YouTube is better. But you can watch us on Facebook too. That's my cousin Sheila. Love her dearly. I need to go out to San Francisco and visit her. I just need a West Coast trip. I just need to see. I'm just craving my family right now. I just need to go west. Go see my mama. Go see my cousins. Go to San Francisco. I ain't been in San Francisco in a while. I just need to take a West Coast trip. I'll make that happen before the end of the year. I'm going to make that happen. So shout out to my cousin Sheila. Let's see here. Who else I want to say? Brony was there. Like I said, she said it was so much energy on the stage. She had flashbacks of being on those same stages. Yeah, we was over there. We was doing the little rock with them when they was doing the drip, drip, drop, drip, drip, drip. When we was doing all that, we was dripping. Hey, yeah, me and Brony was having a good time over there. We was having our own little good time. We was having a good time. Let's see. Yeah, I'll be down with it. I'm all with it. Come on, talk to Law Jones. Talk to him. I've had the chance to hang out with Lawrence Jones a few times. He's a hilarious character. Of course, we did the road a few times together for Hood Book. Mama, you know Lawrence Jones, the guitar player. So yeah, Mama Sherry, you know Lawrence. He's the guitar player that plays with Fred. That's him, Law Jones. Yeah, my mama said she had flashbacks to Church of the Cross days. Yeah, that's my home church growing up out in Hopkins Park. But she wants me to do I See the Rain. See, that's what my mama calls the song I got called There All Along. She calls it I See the Rain. We believe it or not, I was gonna do that. I was thinking about doing that song. Actually, next Friday, we're thinking about doing it, but I decided to push that to another day in December. And you guys will have an announcement coming out about that. Let's see here. Yeah, about that. And I'd love to see y'all there when my birthday comes around. I'm just shameless plug, December the 1st, Sagittarius Nation. Yep. Let's see here. Tara Jones, what's up? Y'all know what? Hold on, wait a second. Hold on, wait a minute. Y'all bet put a track on. We about to go to a music break. I promise. I know I'm a little over right now. I already know. Turn some music on real quick so I can do this. Hold on a minute. Wait a minute. So I can do this right now because I'm gonna forget. Oh no, not Tara Jenkins. Hold on. About to text the wrong person. Hold on a second. Wait a minute. Hold on. Wait a minute. Here you go. Right here. Here you go. In the words of Eric, Tara Jones, Tyra, I just texted you right now live on the air because every time I see your name coming here, I be forgetting. So there it is right there. I just texted you, and this will remind me later, me saying yo to you. This is my reminder to call you later. Because I keep forgetting. I've been so busy, I just keep on forgetting. Oh my goodness. Yeah, it was so much going on. I just keep on forgetting. So live on the air, the people just saw it. Bear me as my witness that I just texted you back. So there it is. Thank you for the congratulations. Look at that. Oh, she do be watching me on Tube. There it is right there. Oh, all right, y'all. That's my cousin Sheila, y'all. I love my cousin. Let's do this because I am over. 5 minutes is the point where we're supposed to be, 9:05. We're supposed to be playing a music break. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's play these songs right here. I love these songs. Let's play these right here. Like I said, if you haven't checked in, tell us you're here. Say good morning, and then we will be right back after this. We're gonna talk about Miss Mahogany. I'm gonna tell y'all my take on all of that, even though I'm late to the party. But for now, here it is, Nathan Davis. Hey.
I woke up this morning, I got up and prayed. I'm thanking the Lord for another good day. I kept it simple, no need to explain. Yeah, the devil thought he had me, I got away. Yeah, don't it feel good when you've been in his presence? Yeah, walking with him ain't no second guessing. Yeah, some call it love, but I call it a blessing. Yeah, he give me peace, ain't no need to be stressing. He never gave up on me. call it love, but I call it a blessing. He give me peace, ain't no need to be stressing. He never gave up on me. His promises he'll always keep. He paid the price just for me. Gave him right on, now I'm free. Woke up this morning, I got up and prayed. I'm thanking you, Lord, for another good day. I kept it simple, don't need to explain. Never thought he had me, I got away.
Can I be honest with you? Sometimes my heart gets to racing and I get impatient. Can I be honest with you? I get so lost in the matrix and I wanna trade places. Cause I thought when I fell you would walk away. It made me feel some type of way, made me feel some type of way. I know every time I drift away, you catch me with grace. And I'm better with you, with you. Cause mountains only move by faith. Lord, I'm better with you, with you. Give me with peace I can't explain. I know true love never fades. No one can replace it. It came down and made a way. Now I'm better with you, with you, with you. I'm honestly better with you. When I think about the times I tried to walk away and went astray, still you love me. How could I go be so blind and hide, trying to conceal the truth revealed in you? Cause I thought when I fell you would walk away. It made me feel some type of way, made me feel some type of way. I know every time I drift away, you catch me with grace. I'm better with you, cause mountains only move by faith. Lord, I'm better with you, I'm better with you, I'm better with you. Give me peace I can't explain. I know true love never fades. No one can replace it. You came down and made a way. Now I'm better with you, with you, with you. I'm honestly better with the mountains. There's a river that don't run dry. Deeper than oceans, there's a water that brings us back to life. There is no greater revelation than the lamb that came down and sacrificed. No running, I know who I gotta do. I'm better with you. I'm better with you, cause mountains only move by faith. Lord, I'm better with you, with you. We need you, Jesus. Only you, Jesus. True love never fades. Only you, one can replace it. You came down and made a way. Now I'm better with you, with you, with you. I'm honestly better with you. Oh yeah. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you.
Oh Lord, oh Lord. We back. Well, y'all, let's do this. If you haven't, good morning to you. But if you haven't already done so, y'all know y'all can subscribe to us. We have a good time every morning. Subscribe on YouTube. Oh, well, let me change the orientation real quick so y'all can see all the stuff. There it is right there. Go ahead and subscribe on the YouTube side. Make sure you turn on your notifications so you can be the first comment of the day like DJ Red was so many days in a row. Or follow us on Spaces. Of course, you can follow us on Facebook as well, and you can like, share, subscribe. I won't get mad at you if you share this with somebody. I won't get mad if you tag somebody. I won't get upset. I promise. I promise I won't get upset. Anyways, y'all. Look, even my cousin Sheila said she do be watching us on YouTube. I didn't even know it. Look at that. Told y'all we be having people watching. I don't even be knowing. So my cousin Sheila be one of them people. Look at that. And yes, I just need a West Coast trip. I think since my parents are a little closer now to the Bay Area, since they're closer to the Bay, I think that I'm gonna come visit them, and maybe we'll get in the car and take a drive. If I can convince them maybe to take a drive. I don't think it'll take a whole lot of convincing, and we'll hit up Sacramento and Clear Lake and San Francisco and Oakland, and just go see everybody. All my family out in the Bay, because I ain't been out there in far too long. And then I might have to go down to Vegas and check in on my sisters, niece, and all them people as well. So I need a West Coast trip. I just need a long West Coast trip. I need about a week and a half, about 10 good days. Yeah. So y'all, let's dive into this. Okay, so in my cup, there's coffee. In my nose, there is a sneeze it refuses to come out. It's just tickly nose, but in my cup there is coffee. But I think that in my cup I might need a little bit of tea. I think I might need a little tea for this one, because have y'all been following the drama in the black church world that has been going on for the past, let's call it week, I guess 8 days. What would that be? Last Sunday. So 8 days, 9 days, 8-9 days, whatever it's been. A lot of drama in the black church world. Now, there's always some kind of drama going on in the black church world. There's always some drama. It just is what it is. It just, where people are, the drama are, right? Where the people is, the drama are. And that just is what it is. And the church is nothing but a group of people. Hold on a second. I got to approach this real quick before I dive into this. I didn't know you was born in Vallejo. My sister used to live in Vallejo. My older sister, God rest her soul, my older sister, Tracy. I would only go to Vallejo to see her. Yeah, she used to live in Vallejo. Isn't that where, what's in Vallejo? SeaWorld? That then they turned it into, no, that's not SeaWorld. That's, that eventually they put a Six Flags or something there. Anyways, yeah, just whatever. But Vallejo, I didn't know you was born in Vallejo, though. That's what's up. Yes. That's where my dad is from, San Francisco. Well, yeah, that's why I spent the first years of my life and living in Oakland. I went to school in San Francisco at Sacred Heart over in Fillmore District. Correct me if I'm wrong, Mama, cousin Sheila, somebody. But yeah. My mom, yeah. I was there for the earthquake. I told y'all that when the earthquake hit, that's when we came back to Illinois in 1989. Woo, that was a long time ago. Anyway, but anyways, yeah. So if you haven't been following the drama in the church world, I need a little tea in my cup. I got coffee, but I need some tea. Y'all might need your tea. If you haven't been following along with it, and I don't have no clips or nothing loaded up, I didn't even feel like doing all that, so I didn't do it. Would have made the show go a lot better, but I just didn't do it. So there's this lady named Mahogany Medlock-Brown. Seems like a really sweet soul. I don't know her. As far as I know, I don't think I've ever met her. Now, if Eric was here today, and y'all know he's traveling, keep him in prayer. But if he was here today, he might be like, "No, you remember you met her at such and such, and y'all was doing the when she was with Fred. We did the." So he did that to me so many times with people. He'd be like, "You don't remember this person when they was backstage and they was doing it?" I'm like, "No, I don't." Like, horrible. If you want somebody with all the wrong information, I'm your guy. So she seems like a sweetheart. I don't think I know her personally, but if you haven't been following the drama, it has gone super viral. I mean, literally last week, everybody was talking about it. I think I was probably the only person with a live show or a podcast or whatever that did not talk about it from the black church world, at least. I think I was the only person that I don't even remember if we mentioned it on the air last week. It was like last Monday, Tuesday. I don't remember if we mentioned it on the air. If we was just talking about it after the show backstage. I don't remember. But I mean, we barely touched it, but I've seen so much commentary around this, and really, just to give you a fill in of it, if you've been under a rock, or if you're just not from that space and it just doesn't fit your algorithms, she goes to a church down in Houston, Texas. Lord, I was about to call it Mahogany Worship Center, Macedonia, something like that, Macedonia Worship Center or something like that, and it got so out of hand. The pastor of that church, I can't think of her name right offhand, but whatever the case is, she apparently got mad at the worship leader because the hug that she got, and I can't make this up. The hug that she got didn't feel like a hug normally feels from this person. She didn't like the hug that happened before church. And so she decided to address it in front of the entire church and then say, because the Lord got me wanting to clean all of this up. We're not going to do that. We're not going to have drama stuff. So if you want to be here, then you can stay here. And if not, then you can leave. And can you imagine basically getting fired in front of everybody, catching you off guard just like that after all this prayer and reading the scripture and everything else like that? Then it turns into this kind of mess. If you haven't seen it, just look up the name Mahogany and spell it. It's not spelled like the wood mahogany, but it's spelled like N-E-E or something like that. Medlock-Brown. Just trust me, just type it in and you'll find the clips. They're super, super viral right now. So it's not hard to find it. You'll hear tons of commentary on it. But it got me to thinking about how many times this has happened to people, situations like this, like in church worlds. And for me, it kind of drudged up a little bit of a church hurt that I had that happened. I told you I served at a certain place for years. And the way that I ended up ultimately being let go was just like, it wasn't in that same manner. It wasn't in that same manner, but it was something that, like, after you serve the place, you get to know the people. You sing on the stage every week. You put your time into preparation for it. You do all of that. And then to just be like dropped. I mean, can you imagine? Have you ever been ghosted? And look, I've ghosted enough females, so I know I've been hurt that done hurt some hearts. But if you've ever been ghosted by somebody, or if somebody ever broke up with you under like crazy circumstances, like they just dropped you out of nowhere. You thought everything was going good. You thought everything was all right. And then you just get dropped. They just dropped you and they're like, I'm going with somebody else. I'm doing something. Like, the hurt that you feel, the hurt of your heart, because time that you invested, energy you invested, your talent you invested, money you invested, like tithes and offerings, stuff like that, right? Like all these things. And then to just be dropped. Oh my God. Like it brought up some of those memories that happened to me. Like it wasn't under the same circumstances. Ain't nobody ever dare get up and try to front me off now. And I don't know that I've ever given much reason to do so, but I would also argue that many people who have had this kind of thing happen have not given very much reason for it to go down. But to go down in that manner, in such a public manner. But the way they let me go was just kind of like one of these, oh, well, I'll tell you what, we can just end on the week after, and I'm not going to give the whole story there. I'm not going to tell the whole story, but it was basically just, oh, well, we'll just let you go at such and such a time. I was like, so we ain't going to, like the plan that we put in place for the transfer, like for the moving on, we ain't going to go with that plan. It was like, no, we just do that. And it was, I tell you who it was that stood up for me. It was my worship team, who I had sang alongside, and I had worked with them. I had done, and they stood up. We were in a meeting. We were in a church meeting where I was letting them know, because this was when I was announcing it to them. And when they found out that it was like, there was not going to be like any appreciation, there was not going to be any thank you, Zeke's, nothing else like that. They were like they were basically like, that is wrong. No, you cannot do that. Like, if we need to plan it, we'll plan it, and we'll do this and we'll do that. And so they did. They tried to do a surprise for me, but I knew what was going on. Like, like. It was some kind of way I found out, but they stood up for me. I had people who stood up for me who were just like, no, you can't just, somebody who served faithfully all that time, you can't just drop them and then not even give the church a chance to say, I love you, a chance to say, I'm praying for you, or wish them well, anything else like that. And they had my back. And that's the kind of love that we saw with Miss Mahogany, because apparently, here's the new drama. I don't know all the stuff, but the word that I'm hearing now is apparently like that church, they had to shut down all of their live streams. They had to shut down their Facebook page because the world rallied around this one person, this one young lady who had served the church for the past 2 years, all of that. Now, again, I don't know all the details. I ain't going to sit there and act like I do. But what I have heard so far is that apparently right before service, and this came out maybe a few days ago, apparently right before service, the church was going through hard times. And this happens. I get it. this happens. And they basically announced to the worship team right before service, look, we can't pay y'all no more. Like starting today, we can't pay y'all no more. So, you know, if you add this, and I'm not willing to get into a debate about whether or not worship leaders and worship singers should be paid and all that. Listen, do in your house what your house thinks is worthy of doing. You know, we love throwing that scripture around. A man who is a deserving person essentially is worthy of double honor. We love throwing that around till certain jobs and tasks come along. But you know, do in your house what your house requires. And what your house can afford and what your house will allow. Like, do that, all that kind of stuff. But of course, when people got something that's coming in, they start to expect that. You just, you know, if you made an agreement that, you know, you'll get even just $100, even just $50. Hey, that $50 might be my gas for the week. I don't know. You know, so to come in and maybe have this expectation and then right before service to hear, yeah, we ain't gonna do that no more. Starting today, we can't do that no more. So then, yeah, maybe people felt some kind of way, a little bit of something like that. But then for it to go public and to be on the live stream in front of the whole church, being like, look, I don't like the way she hugged me. I don't like the way that happened. And they essentially just let her go, just right there, just like that. So you see her walk off the stage and you see all that happen. That just my heart just dropped for her. My heart dropped for her. And, you know, in a wider array of that as a situation, this is where my head just went with that. Essentially, every church, you know, I'm not even going to say that. I'm not going to say that because I'll probably throw a bunch of y'all off when I say that. I was about to say something and oh, okay. I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say what I was about to say about every church, but I will say it this way. Every church has how they move, how they operate, and what they do. But a lot of times what happens from the heads and from leadership, and if you're a leader in your church, if you're a leader in any organization, it's not even just church, but organizations, but especially church, because people come here for healing, restoration, to feel a sense of community, to feel a sense of all of that. But like when people come in for these kinds of spaces and you get leadership that essentially like just makes an example out of somebody or tries to front somebody off in a sense and then uses the power of God to do it. Now, here's where, you know, they say it's in the power of God, right? So, you know, I'm doing this because, you know, I'm the pastor, I'm the head, I'm the leader, that's the, you know, I got this theory. Anybody who has to declare who they are is not really that at all. I think it was on Game of Thrones. Remember when it was like the first season when the boy king came out when we became the king, and he kept saying, I'm the king. And his grandfather said, basically, I'm paraphrasing, any king who has to say they're the king is no king at all. Like, so any pastor, any CEO, who has to always declare to everybody, I'm the pastor, I'm the CEO, I'm the boss, you're not really the boss then. You're not really in charge. Like, that's why you have to keep saying it. You got it on paper only. Like, you know what I mean? But oftentimes in churches, there's this other caveat that happens, right? Because then we oftentimes make our leaders out to be the mouthpiece of God. And we call it that. They're the mouthpiece of God, but they're the one who hear from God as it relates to us. And I think there's a thin line between that being healthy so that you can be maybe guided and steered along your journey, between that and between now having this unhealthy reliance on somebody to be the mouthpiece of God, because this is why that becomes unhealthy. Number one, it doesn't cultivate your relationship with God. And number two, then they can start to take advantage of you. And this is how cults get started. That's what I was trying not to say. Every church is essentially a cult when you think about it. But that needs a whole larger context to make that comment make sense. And that's why they won't say it. But like, you know, like what is, and that's how so many cults end up happening right out of churches. Remember, cults always happen out of these religious movements, out of churches and stuff like that. Somebody who says, no, this is what, because, you know, the Spirit of the Lord told me to tell you, you out of order. You didn't. And sometimes people are out of, sometimes you need correction. Sometimes these things are proper, but the way it happened was just so bogus. And like I said, just going through it, seeing all the commentary, looking back at some of the stuff, trying to get some more of the details around it. I was like, there's no way I could take up for the way that happened. There's just no way I could take up for it. There's just no way. There's no way. You know, and the lady, she said something. I think she said, I forget the pastor's name, but the lady pastor says the pastor. Then there's the bishop. So he's the husband is the pastor, but he's the bishop, and then the wife is the pastor, but she's the pastor. So I don't know what the arrangement is around that and how that works. I don't know their stuff, but so when let's just say when the wife did all that, then later on, this is what made things go all the way awry. The husband got up and doubled down for his wife, and then it was the language that was used when he said, because if there's any correction, then God will correct her. So it's essentially to say that the only person who can correct me, my wife, anything like that is God. Y'all don't have no ability to call us out and say this, that, and I'm gonna double it down. And people reacted to that. The larger congregation at large. I'm not talking about just a congregation. I'm talking about the larger congregation of church folks at large. And so what you started seeing was a lot of stories about, this is why I stopped going to church. This is why I stopped doing this. Like I couldn't handle it no more. I got into a conversation with somebody yesterday. We had a meeting yesterday as well, and this came up as an example. But there's a lot of men who just like, no, I'm not getting down with that. Like I'm not finna just let somebody just run through me like this and then think that it's okay. And then the only person that can correct you, I can't tell you like, I didn't like the way you did that. Because I got thinking about it like this. So Mahogany is a married woman. I got to thinking about it like this. What would I have done if a preacher or a pastor fronted my wife off like that and I was sitting there in the audience? Like, what would I have said? Like, would I have let that slide? Would I had let that go, or would I have pulled a Will Smith and yelled out from the audience, keep my wife's name out your mouth? I mean, again, there are times where, maybe we need to correct the issue or we need to deal with something. I get it, but I don't know how I respond. If somebody would have did that to Kenyatta, listen, I don't know. I don't know how I would have responded. Like, but it brought up these, and that's why you see a lot of men who like, no, I can't be a part of that. I can't see that. And you see a lot of women who are leaving. Just a lot of people in general, like who is like, we can't question what goes on. We can't ask. We can't give suggestions. We can't look at it. So it just opened up, I don't want to just keep harking on the situation itself, but I think what it did, that situation, is it opened up a wider conversation around the way we do things at churches. Like, how do you deal with conflict? How do you deal with tough situations? How do you deal with, how do you deal with issues? How do you deal with problems? How do you deal with stuff at church? How do you deal with it? What's supposed to be sanctuary, what's supposed to be a safe space? Like, what do you do in that situation? Like, how do you spend more time appreciating your people? Do you spend enough time appreciating folks? And if you're in leadership in any way, like, and this, let's take this beyond just church. Like, if you're in business, I learned this in business school. One of the lessons we learned was that people will appreciate public appreciation. Like, people will gravitate to that more than they will even getting like a raise or a bonus. Now, I ain't saying don't give them a raise or a bonus or nothing like that, but people will lock in better with you when you appreciate them, when you call them out for a good job, when you get like all that kind of stuff. But oftentimes what happens in what's supposed to be safe spaces is not quite that. So I thank God for the churches that appreciate their people. I thank God for the churches that have figured out how to deal with conflict, because it's going to happen. You're going to have conflict. If you have been in church at any point in your life, you know this. You know there will be conflict because people are going to do what people do. Where there are people, there is conflict. It's going to happen. But through conflict, you can grow. But if it ain't handled properly, if it ain't handled well, you can actually break people down even more. And I think what that did was it just drudged up a lot of feelings for people. Like I said, it drudged up some personal feelings for me about something that happened. I resonated with it. I was just like, yeah, I know what that is to be just kind of just let go. And why did that have to happen like that? Like that did not have to happen that way. Again, you the pastors, your house, your rules, do what you want to do. But my God, did you have to do that? Now, fast forward a little bit. Same place. Again, I'm not calling no names, but if people are listening who know who it is, they know who I'm talking about because they was there. But same place. Like, oh man, you should come back and help do this. We still ain't been able to get this and get there. It was like, I mean, like, what reason would I have? And maybe that's grace, maybe that's forgiveness, maybe that's just love for the people at large, where I say, you know, I might come back down and do something with y'all one day. But what reason would I have? Like, after the way you just bogusly let me go? I mean, that job. And when I think of the impact that had on me, part of what was going on with me in 2022, and y'all have heard me tell my testimony, I won't dive into it. Go back and watch some of the older episodes where I've been real vulnerable. But part of what happened in 22 was that at the top of that year, that was the first major weight that I was bearing, was like being ripped away from my community in a way that was just like a way I didn't see coming after all those years, like just in a way I didn't see it happening. But thank God for the people who support you, who love you, and who have your back. And that's what our young lady, Miss Mahogany, found out. So for those in leadership, be mindful. That's all I'm saying. Just take it from me. Like I've had to lead people, and there are times where I wish I could go back and take back some stuff I've said to people. I really do. I wish I could go back and take back some stuff that I've said to people, some ways that I've probably made people feel, some tears that I was the cause of being shed. I wish I could take it back. I wish I could, but I can't. So the best I could do is let it go. Like, try to let it go and try to get better from it and try not to do it again. Try to learn from the mistake and then try to help somebody else understand. Hey, you can handle things better. You can handle people differently. You know, like, you don't got to bring everything to the public. You don't got to bring everything in the forefront. Well, I have found out this much. And we're going to take one more music break. We're going to come back with Pastor Rich Holmes, and we're going to talk about how you turn a chaotic situation into a clear situation, something you could turn your story becomes your glory. You know, we'll talk about all of that, how things can flip around. We'll come back with Pastor after a one-song music break. But you know, one thing that I've learned, though, is that a lot of times people who have to do things publicly is because they don't know how to do it one-on-one. And what we're seeing now is what might serve as a warning to the church at large. Like, look, God bless Macedonia Worship Center, whatever their name was, down in Houston, Texas. I pray that things work out. I really do. I pray that the congregation is well. I pray that they learn something from this and they get better. Honestly, the whole thing could have been cleared up with just, hey, you know what? We did that wrong. We handled this wrong. Could make the apology just as public as you made the ridicule. But hey, this might serve as a lesson for the church at large, that we can do better. We can love people better, and we can handle situations different. This ain't your grandmama's church no more. This ain't and truth be told, your grandmama didn't like it when you was doing it back then. And we are not our ancestors. Like, so learn to handle people differently. Learn to do that. This might serve as a lesson for where we are in 2025 and beyond. And so, you know, shout out to Miss Mahogany Brown. She was at Marvin Sapp's church on Sunday, though. Dr. Myron Williams brought her on Sunday. I did see that. And she got a chance to sing over there with them and just get loved on. And, you know, so if you know somebody who's been hurt in church world, if you know somebody who's been in that space, you know, pray for them. Pray for them. Like, you know, matter of fact, I'm not even going to take a music break. I'm just going to do this. I'm just going to bring Rich to the stage. I think if he's ready, I don't know. I did say a music break. I did tell him I was going to do a music break, but you know, it's 9:35. I want to give plenty of time to keep the conversation rolling. But, yeah, man, like, you know, I will say this, man, check on somebody. You don't know who might have been hurt before. And let me say this before I bring Rich to the stage. Give me a track so I can shut myself up. You know, if somebody tells you that they've been dealing with some kind of a hurt, like a church hurt or something like that, don't feel the need like it's your responsibility to come on and be like, well, not all churches are that way, and not all, like, maybe we need to learn not to do that and just let people sort through the pain that they have. And if you just simply show people love, before you just tell them that not all churches that way, show them that not all churches that way. Your actions will speak far louder than your words. So shout out to Dr. Myra Williams, Bishop Marvin Sapp, for inviting her to come in and just be loved on and let her just be there. I love the way Mahogany explained, though. I love how she did not push back. She put up one post and said, this was me getting fired from the church I was served after 2 years. And that's the most that she said. After that, after everything went viral, she didn't come back trying to clap back and doing all of this. She posted one video of her singing, "It Is Well With My Soul." And then she just kept it moving. Everybody ain't gonna respond that way though. I'm gonna let y'all know that right now. Everybody ain't responding that way. These cats right now, you got some folks who in the worship team, they will turn it up the moment you pull one of them. You got this is a new church, man. It's the new church. They'll turn it up as soon as you do that. Because I'm telling you, I don't know what I would if it was my wife. I don't know if somebody would have treated my wife that way on stage. It's gonna be a different Zeke Locke that you meet. All of this, hey everybody, welcome to Zeke Live in the morning. You gonna meet a whole different Zeke Locke in that moment. I don't care nothing about this church service. You did her publicly. You finna get me publicly. Like same way I told prophets before. Oh yeah, does that sound like something the Lord said? No, I don't receive that word at all. No. Like my mama taught me that. Don't receive nothing over you that you know God ain't giving you. And that also involves when somebody is out of order in the way they try to do what they claim is correction. That wasn't correct in my mind. Like the more I look at it, the more I see it, go back and watch the actual broadcast no more now. But when you look at it, that was just when you hear the details that come out around it, it's like that was just out of order. That was out of order. And I think they are getting the ridicule that they deserve, rightfully so. But now I think God will take things that are chaos and give us clarity in the mix of it. And that's what I want to dive into in this conversation with Pastor Rich Holmes, because like I said, some of the clarity I'm seeing in it is maybe we need to adjust the way we think we approach people. Some of y'all pastors probably need to go to school. Y'all probably need to go take some business courses on things like change management and management courses, how you deal with people, how you handle people. Maybe y'all need to start doing some of that because y'all just learn how to just yell at people and call it the power of God or the authority of God. But yeah, we're learning that ain't the case. So anyways, let's do this. Let's bring up my friend, my brother, my homie, the one and only Pastor Rich Holmes. How does chaos turn to clarity? Let's bring him up to the stage. Pastor!
Hey, what's happening, guys? What's going on?
Did I catch you right when you took a bite? My bad, bro.
Say it again.
I said, did I catch you right when you took a bite?
Yeah, I had to get my potassium in the morning, you know what I mean? So it's all good, though. I'm here live with Zeke Locke in the morning.
In the morning, yes.
Oh my goodness, man! You did a great show, guys. You did a great job on this weekend, sir. Just want to let you know, finish up some editing touches. You did a good job.
Oh, well, thank you.
Gotta encourage the people. Hey, man, yes. All your background singers, everybody, man, y'all did a great job. Way to show up and do your thing. I like y'all didn't miss a beat. Come on, everybody.
It was a good time. I was telling the people earlier. I said I was so nervous. Like I really I don't get nervous before shows. Y'all know that about me. Yeah. I don't really get nervous before shows too much. But I was nervous this time, like because it's the first time I had really done like a show in a while. You know what I mean? Like coming out doing a show and all that. So it just it took me a minute. But once I got my groove, I think I was all right. But of course, and Richard tell you, I called him first call I made when I got in the car. Yeah. Come on, what did I do wrong? What I have? No, Zeke, it was good. I put myself up all night. So just tell me something good. I get
No, it was good, man. The audience was with you in the park. It was great. I always think outdoor events can be tough, so I always enjoy just watching how people, kind of handle that type of crowd. And you always do pretty great, and not pretty great. You do good, real great. You know what I mean? On the outside crowd. So, it's always enjoyable. Like from the young kids to the older, they enjoy themselves.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. It was a good time. Once more, thank you to Olivet, the historic Olivet Baptist Church, the oldest Black church in Chicago, for just being great hosts. They were great hosts. They were great.
Yeah.
They were really good. Yeah.
Absolute shout out to them for sure.
Yeah.
They just had everything right and ready for us. And there was no hiccups. I like doing business like that, you know what I mean? Or ministry like that. Yeah, either way you look at it. But yeah, I enjoy it. It's amazing.
This part is the part, like, because the business was taken care of. They took care of the business. They took care of the just making sure we were taken care of, which made it easy for us to minister. Like, because it's hard to minister when you know, when you looking at a stage, and I've been in this situation so many times before, which is why I was explaining to people about writers and contracts. It's why we do that stuff, because I've been in situations so many times before where we make promises to people. Okay, we're gonna pay you this much, we're gonna pay you that. So they take time out of their schedule, they come through, and they, you know, they turn down other gigs, they do all that to come through, and then you get to the place and they're like, oh, we ain't got it, we can't pay. And it's like, now you got a decision to make. Should I get on the stage?
Right.
Or should I get in my car and go home? But I done drove all the way here. We had that happen one time in Grand Rapids, Michigan. We drove all the way to Grand Rapids. It was a turnaround trip. So, you know, it's like a 5-hour trip. Like, so it was like 10 hours worth of driving. We got all the way there. The crowd was excited to see us.
Yeah.
And people did not have the money. And I got a band. I got all these pieces, and they expecting their money. And it's like, we gonna go in our personal pockets and pay for this, or are we gonna just not take the stage? And then me having a heart for the people is like, y'all know what, we drove all this way, like the people excited to see it. Let's just go out there, give them a show. But I was definitely like, but I'm taking as much time or as little time as I want, right? Because y'all can handle the business.
Yeah, and it's stories like this and like that is what I was like, you know what, let me go ahead and learn this business and learn how to be a manager in this business so people can be respected in this business, because so many people like yourself, artists, they have the heart. They'll go ahead and use their gift and talent. There's other people out here that they call it, you know, pimping their talent, you know what I mean, and their gift. And I'm not a person that does that. I am a person that wants everybody to win and everybody to be successful. And I just want everything to be right. And so many times artists, I want them to just be artists, podcasters, like my favorite podcaster, Rhonda on the Rocks. Hey, shout out. And so yeah. And I want people to be respected, because I see you guys as, you know, the Kevon on stage and all the other artists and great people that's out there. And so when I come and approach, I want it to be in that same light and respect in that same way. And I want you guys to be creative and do what it is that you do and not have to worry about the business aspect. And even, you know, someone has to be a bull sometimes. And it should not be the artist. It should be somebody representing the artist. They have to have those tough conversations, as I call it. You know what I mean? Hey, if you don't have it, okay, then maybe there's some other accommodations can you do? Can you give some marketing fee or something to help us promote our next project? You know, there's other things that we can creatively come up with. And then, of course, it's up to the artist to make the final decision, because it is your business. It is what you do. And but yeah, I think that's important. And that's why HSH Management is here to help people in those positions. Shameless plug, but yeah. It's the realness. It's who I am. So it's who I've become. Let me say that. It's who I'm becoming.
Yeah. No, and that's so good. That's so good. But the other flip side of that is that now you as a pastor, now that means you know and understand the other side of the business world. So you know how to like maneuver when it comes, even when y'all want to deal with business, people coming to your church or doing whatever it is, because churches so often don't get it right. And I know we're talking, you know, the wider conversation around the whole Mahogany Brown situation and all that stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like dealing with people ain't always done well, but sometimes dealing with the business just ain't done well. Churches that get people, and it really, honestly, it seems like this situation kind of started from bad business. It seems like it started from bad business. Like they announced to the worship team that I guess starting that day they weren't gonna be able to pay them no more. But you know, like, and again, people's houses, they rules. That is what it is. Like not all worship teams are paid. I get that, and people still willingly volunteer and do that. But you know how it is when if you expecting even just $50, like that might be gas money for the week,
right?
And it was promised to you, so give me what was promised to me at the very least. Like it ain't gonna do it if I don't get it, but if you made a promise and I now rely on this promise you made, and you tell me right before we take the stage, and apparently this happened right before the stage, and then it was giving hugs and stuff, and you know I don't know what else Mahogany might have had going on, but she didn't like the way the hug happened, so that's why she. You know, so and then she said, well, I tried to talk about it on that, but you know how this is. Like if somebody tried to talk to you about something and deal with a conflict right before you walk on the stage, like that's not really dealing with something. That's scapegoating.
yeah, I get it. I mean, I kind of saw both sides, but yeah, I kind of lean towards the Mahogany side now that I got more information on it. But as a pastor, or as learning how to be a pastor in this journey, those things may happen. I think there's a lot of ways to avoid those situations. Those things I look to do to try to avoid, though. I can see this coming down the line. We need to have a conversation 2 weeks before this situation happens. Hey, things ain't looking well. I got some knowledge on the situation. Let me let you know So now you can make a decision on what you want to do. And I think that's big on life, making decisions.
Exactly. And that's really just what it boils down to. You know what I mean? Like y'all, like if you knew that your finances, and a lot of churches are going through this right now. Like most churches are going through financial hardship. They always have. Most churches always have, because it's donation based at the end of the day. And as the economy changes, people change how much they can give, how much they're willing to give. Like, so that means that if people aren't giving as much, and if the numbers are dropping, and like most churches like they have, then the giving goes down, but you still got big dreams. But inflation is also there. So that don't mean, just because you a church don't mean that your gas bill got any less, or your electric bill, or it don't mean that equipment costs less because you a church was. So we want to pay 2019's price. They're like, it's 2025. That piece of equipment you want is no longer $300. It's $800 now. And you still got to buy that piece of $800 equipment, but you're giving down while prices went up. And there's like, so of course this might happen where now you can't necessarily, you have to make decisions around who you can pay or these kinds of things like that. But wait till the last minute to say it, and they'd be like, we ain't doing that no more. Like,
and really see what's important to church in your community. What is important to that community and what you guys are doing? Maybe the music is not that important to what's going on in your church and your community. So maybe you can use that to do something else. You know what I mean? It's just other ways to kind of get around and just, of course, instead of just I'm believing God for resources, there's ways to go out there to actively pursue resources as well, to kind of help you in what it is that you're looking to do in your ministry, in your business, in your organization, and whatever it is that you kind of find yourself in. But that situation was tough, man, to watch and see, and then to read the comments and hear different people's perspectives and thoughts. I'm like, oh my goodness, I didn't think about that feeling. Maybe she do feel that way, because I'm a person, if there was something that happened, I want to try to deal with it right then and there. Hey, my bad, I felt this. What's going on? Let's have a conversation. But if I know it's stemming from finances, I would already know that maybe this ain't the moment to have that conversation.
So I have a business meeting for that. Like, you don't just in passing be like, so by the way, y'all, we ain't doing da. Right. Y'all can worship the Lord. Like this, like, and then just like you gotta. That's where I think my mother. Somebody said it. Hold on, where is it at? I saw this. Oh, there it is. Like talking about leaders and pastors. Like some of them. Need emotional intelligence. I am a big, like I'm not. It's not a hill I'm willing to die on, but I would support this. That every pastor needs to go to college, like at least 1 to 2 years. And not necessarily because they like even if they don't complete it or finish, but there are some lessons that you learn in college, like things like how to deal with people like that. Like if you go for like business school, for instance, like we learned this, in school where it was like how to deal with people through change, like so change management. We had a whole course on that. Deal with like how you treat people. I remember in the human resources classes where it was like people would rather have, they did studies on this, people would rather have you publicly praise them than to just like silently give them like a bonus or a check for a job well done. So like if you give them a public praise, they'll lock in more with you than if you just give them some kind of bonus or something like that. Like this is like emotional intelligence type of stuff, or how to communicate, how to get your communications 101. Like these are first and second year kind of courses, the kinds of things that do happen for pastors that they have to deal with. And a lot of times I found out in all the different churches that I've been around and helped get going and all that stuff like that, the pastors who did not have those kinds of lessons usually end up losing their churches. Like they usually end up doing something so messed up that they hurt people. They run because now they just dependent on, I'm just waiting on the Lord to tell me something. It's like learn how to study, because even learning how to research. You got to write a paper and you got somebody who's like, no, that they marking it up. Learn real quick. You better learn how to research, cite sources,
and cite your sources too.
Cite your sources, probably all of that. And the preachers who have that at least basic level of training typically do a lot better with people, with sermons, with vision planning, all that kind of stuff. And the ones who don't have that, I've seen them run through people. I'm gonna say one thing and I'm gonna let you take something though. Like and this is a conversation around chaos to clarity, because I think this is just opening up a clarity. It was a chaotic situation, still is, but I think it's opening up clarity for the church at large. But I remember I was at a church once and we were getting ready for a night of worship, let's call it that. It was a concert that we were doing with the worship team. We had about I want to say we had 7 or 8 people on the worship team at the time. This was a church that was going for about 3 years at this point. 7 to 8 people on the worship team. They were excited. Nobody was paid. I was probably the only person that was paid to be there. But I was the musician and worship leader and taught the choir and did all the stuff. Like, you know what I mean? And it wasn't like I was getting paid a whole lot either. It just, you know, but you know, you do it. I love people. I just, you know, I want to see churches do well. And so we got this thing together, you know, and the worship team was excited. I had worked with them, got them to a point where they sounded great every Sunday. We had songs that they chose, and it was this whole thing. Pastor wanted us to do all of that. He wanted us to do this night of worship. He wanted this to happen. The worship team was excited. I'll kid you not. The last rehearsal was like 2 days before. It was like 2 or 3 days before that actual Sunday night of worship. Mm-hmm. And the pastor was there for the thing. He was like, "No, this ain't what I want. I don't want this. I want, like, why don't y'all just do the songs?" That. So they had been working for like 2 or 3 months. Mm-hmm. And I'm talking, I had been working them. No, learn this part. No, this is your part, working them. And they were excited to present. Like, they were excited. And so I'm talking in rehearsal, he just basically castigated through them going, "No, that's not what I want. Like, and I want y'all to sing this, and I want y'all to do that." Right before the actual concert itself, you could see the energy of everybody just go. Yeah. So they went through, you know, we did Sunday, we did the night of worship, we did the concert, we made it the best we made it. It was good. It was what it was. By 2 weeks later, I had 2 people on the worship team. 2 weeks later, I had 2 people on the worship team. We had maybe 30% of the congregation that just started to drop off and stop coming. And within a few years, that church closed its doors. Like, but it was little things like that just make me say, you could really benefit from getting some of those lessons if you're going to be in leadership. And church is unfortunately about the only place where people can be in the top tier leadership and have no training whatsoever to get that position. You know what I mean?
That's something, bro. Because like I say, gaining knowledge is incredible. I think that is in any area that you get into, you should be gaining and getting knowledge in it. Even as your faith to explore and in the journey that you're in, knowledge is key throughout this thing, man. Like, it helps you out to live a better spiritual life. It helps you to live a better romantic life. It helps you to live a better organizational life. Like, all that is important and is key. Because like we say, if you believe the scripture that said faith comes by hearing, and then we say hearing by the word of God. Of course, people always talk about the hearing by the word of God, which is great. That's incredible. But faith comes by hearing. So what are you hearing that's applying to faith, period? Like, what are you listening to? What are you watching? What are you allowing yourself to hear consistently? Because that's what you're going to have faith and believe in and continue to try to walk in. And so that's why that's all important too. So I think gaining knowledge to be able to lead people, gaining knowledge. That's why I went to school and had a minor in sociology to learn something about how to talk to people. You know what I mean?
I didn't know that. I didn't know you had a minor in sociology.
You didn't know that?
I never knew that.
Oh man, brother, Yes,
I thought you had a marketing minor. I thought you was with me with that marketing minor.
No, I didn't have a marketing minor. I ended up No, I'm lying. You're right. I had a marketing minor. I took a sociology course. My bad. I just lied on course. But see, I corrected my lie because he's absolutely correct. I just took a sociology class. Yes, I did. Actually, I took 2 of them. Yes, I did. And if I wanted to take 4 more, I would have had it. But I didn't want to stay in school for another half a semester. I got out of that. So let me go ahead and correct that and put my weight on it. That's what yeah. But anyway, I think those are still some things to kind of listen to and kind of, help you out with gaining knowledge, even in being in ministry.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, that's true. Let me ask you this question. Sure. So that thing that happened like with Miss Mahogany, right? I mean, just going back to that, because I saw Merv Hammond. Hold on, where is it at? I just saw a shout out to Merv Hammond and Miss Ursula Ellis and Hood. Yo, shout out to all of them. They here. Where is it at? Oh, my mother-in-law is here, Miss Sherry Pankey. Y'all give her some love. But here we go, right here. Like he said he said Zeke will get himself locked up for dealing with someone coming sideways. Let me ask you this. Your wife is actually a worship leader. She leads worship.
Yes.
Hell of a job at it. Like, she's so good.
Hey.
She does amazing. I love her to death. Say you was at church, or some event or something like that, and your wife was doing something, and maybe I don't know. Maybe she was having a rough day. Maybe she was just, and maybe she had a headache. Maybe she wasn't feeling good. And somebody said something to her and she just didn't, the pastor or something. Maybe said like hello to her and she didn't quite give the hello she normally gives. And so that pastor feels some kind of way. They get on stage. They say something about your wife right there on the live stream, right in front of everybody. So if you wanted to, and you was in the audience and you saw that, let me just ask you this.
Sure.
What would your response have been?
Oh, I would get up and go have a conversation. Mid service. That's me. I would go, hey man, we need to have a conversation. And whatever that's going to be, we gonna have a conversation right now, or you gonna have a conversation at the end, however you want to handle this. And it's also going to depend now if it's a male or a female too. So I think that's going to be actually nope, it ain't gonna matter. I'm going to have that conversation with whoever stand up and said those words. Yeah, absolutely. And I'm talking about mid, like I don't care. We live stream, like it's going to be right there.
Yeah.
And whatever happens at that point will determine what's going to really happen. So
y'all cut the live stream off if you want to, cut it off, do it, keep it running. I don't really care, but you decided to get in front of everybody, and say something about my wife. Like
you have a conversation right there,
like in a way that I and of course you know the conversations y'all have at home. You know what's going on.
Oh
so
yeah,
you would know if this was an out of hand situation. It's like okay, since you want to be publicly out of hands, like my mom used to tell us, if you're gonna be if you go into the store, she would say, don't ask for nothing, don't act no fool, don't do this, because if you do that, I'm not waiting till you get home. I'm gonna beat your tail right there. She's like, if you embarrass me in public, I'm gonna embarrass you back in public. So I felt like that. Like you embarrass my wife in public, you say something about my wife, say something to her out of line that just hits me the wrong way. Like I might pause and think about it first. I might do one of these.
My wife had to stop me. She had to be and say, don't do it.
Yeah,
and that has happened. We've had moments where that has happened. Where I'm going and my mouth started going, and she said, "Please stop! Don't say nothing right now. Just no. I don't know. We in the middle of the search. Like just no. I just want to have a conversation because I'm trying to understand what was this. And I'm loud. I can be loud, but I try to tone it down now that I'm on the path of that's my old me, how it was back like long time ago. But
hey, that's still me. I'm jovial and I'm hey everybody, how you doing? And it don't take a lot to get me riled up. But I'm telling you something right there. When I'm in love with somebody and I feel like I'm supposed to jump to their defense, I'm gonna do exactly that. College about to fight everybody. I would have probably got my tail whooped because it was like 10 niggas around me. But
you had a shot.
And don't y'all ever in your life never ever bring her I'll whoop you. I
was like, oh boy,
I will cause a scene. You ain't gonna do that to not my wife. What? No.
I love it. That's how it's supposed to be. I was in that thing. Shoot. So I'm talking.
She would have to tell me, babe, no, please don't. But we find ourselves in this situation a lot because we're with the sickle cell and all that stuff like that. Like sometimes the nurses and we're lucky to have good nurses and good doctors. But sometimes you get that one who like ain't doing what they supposed to do. And now I'm looking at my wife looking like she's in pain or she's in. Nope, it's time to have we finna have a conversation. Hey, let me talk to you outside real quick. I don't care nothing about your doctor title, your nurse title, like. If you gonna do something for my wife, or we gonna have to find another doctor, we going to
we got to talk.
Yeah,
we got to talk, and it got to be quickly for me. Like it has to happen in the few.
There. Yeah.
That's why. I mean, I understand when the pastor said like she wanted to have a convo, and then it was like no. Then it's like okay, yeah. Now, that's a tough position now. Because I'm like, okay, I want to talk to you, but if I know the backstory more, I have to make my decision better.
I don't think that's a real conversation at that point. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if it's right before right before you get on the stage, what conversation is to have other than me just telling you something and you just gonna take it? Like, that's not really a conversation.
Yeah,
that's just me. That's just me doubling down on what I already said. That ain't a conversation.
I didn't feel the hug. I didn't like the hug. The hug didn't sit right with me. So it had to be something more than just the hug. It had to be stuff before the hug. That's why I'm saying.
She did that. Mahogany did say there was some other situations that happened before, and she was already maybe kind of on her way out the door. But I get this on the side of a worship leader. If you serve in a place, especially if you get connected with the people,
Yeah.
You love the people. You are a minister that's on the stage, and your job as a worship leader ain't just to sing some songs.
Yeah.
It's to minister to people. Like, so you deal with people. And so maybe you don't leave immediately because you don't want to riff the people. Like that happened. That was, that's why I drudged up some feelings for me. One of the reasons I stayed longer at a place that I knew I was on my way out the door of was because of the sake of the people, like just for logistics and all that, and me trying not to go all the way into all the details so I don't spill where this was and all that kind of, because I still love those people. But but the way something was handled, at the end of the day, you can tell if the people really love you based on the way they come to your defense. And when I say my team came to my defense on that situation, like to the point where that pastor had to buckle and do something else, because it was like, no, you cannot do. How you gonna do him like that? And then it was also not just how you gonna do him like that, but how you gonna do us like that? Like, how you gonna do us and the congregation like that? These people love this man. You just gonna just like with no warning, no announcement, no nothing. Just no, not at all, not at all. And I mean, like they was letting him have it in this church meeting. Like, no, you cannot do that. You can't. And this is essentially, I think, what happened at Macedonia. That whole worship team left the church. Like. Wow. From what I understand, the whole worship team didn't show up yesterday. So,
wow, that's unfortunate, man. That's really unfortunate.
Yeah. So I think the clarity I'm getting from this is that maybe we need to reevaluate how we deal with people, how we deal with situations,
absolutely,
how we deal with stuff. And maybe there was a season where that kind of stuff worked or whatever, or maybe it never did work. It was just a bandage that got us back. But now we done gained knowledge. We done gained a little wisdom. We've learned that you can't treat people like that. You can't deal. And so what are we going to do with that? Are we just going to keep doubling down with negative ways? Or are we going to try to grow from it and try to be better? And I think that serves as a door to other churches to say, hey, we can handle this differently. We can do this differently. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
yeah, I'm with that, man. I'm all about it. I'm open to learn and understand how people are thinking and ways that they think we can better our community, better our churches, better our business models, better our structures. Because like me, I'm not just setting goals now. I'm setting structures to obtain and stand. So even when I don't feel well or I don't feel like doing something, the structure still stands. It still can go. It still can be done. So if I'm just looking for goals, if I get tired, I may not walk that goal today. I may not make a step for that goal, right? Mm-hmm. But if my structure is in place, then things are going to always continue to move, whether I'm in place or I'm out of place. So I think that's important for us now with this, with church and all types of structures now.
Yeah, no, absolutely. You just said something real good. I know we're gonna go now, but you just said something real good. Structure. Maybe we'll have that conversation. Maybe we'll bring that up tomorrow or something like that. Talking about structure, because it seemed like a lot of the churches, a lot of the pastors. I ain't gonna say the churches, but a lot of the pastors, unfortunately, and these are ones, like I said, is why I think it benefits them to go to college maybe for a couple of years to get some kind of training, at least take some courses, like relevant courses, communications, like management course, like just some relevant courses or something at a higher level, because it seems like a lot of times what happens is it's not a structure that's in place, it's a personality that's in place. And so anything that goes against my personality is then you're going against the structure. So you can't really even cast vision, because your personality changes from day to day, or the things that you want. Like you said, today I might not feel like going towards that goal, or today maybe I got another goal I want to achieve or something like that, but we ain't finished this one out. But I'm pressing people, and then when they do what people do, they get worn out, they get tired, they get burnt out, and then they start to show signs of that. Now your personality jumps in the way all over again, and I don't like the way you hugged me, I don't like the way you said that, I don't like the response you gave me, you out of order, you out of line. It's like, but did you take enough time to see maybe how you was out of order for not having at least something in place for people to work alongside that give some guidelines and some structure, as opposed to us just at the whims of what you feel like today, because I'm the pastor and I hear from the Lord, I'm the one that hears from God. This is, and it's just like, and people are going and saying that, well, y'all told me. Y'all told me, you told me, pastor, that I can hear from God for myself. So why do I need to go through you at the whims of your clearly lopsided, unstable personality?
That's why it's important to know who you have allowed to speak over your life. Who are you choosing to be your pastor? Are you choosing the personality? Are you choosing the gift over what God is calling you to do? So that's why I believe in this season is very important and critical for us to align ourselves well with the church, with the preacher, because I still believe how can they hear without a preacher? But what is that speaking to? That's speaking to things that you may not be hearing right now, understanding or gaining knowledge on. But that person can speak that thing into your life and can activate the kingdom on the inside of you. And now you find yourself thirsting after, oh, wow, these different passions and now these different things. And how can I really develop and be great in this space of what I'm in while I'm still maybe going through a sickness or illness or whatever it is that I'm going through? How can I be great in this space? How can I really build the kingdom in what I'm doing? So until I get to that health that God is calling us to do. But I think that's important, finding yourself with the right people. If you don't want to go to church, well, align yourself with the right people, the right.
Just put you on center stage and let you do your round table because you in there, Doc. You in there. Go ahead.
Yeah,
you encouraging us real good. No, you encouraging us real good.
Yeah,
you encouraging us real good.
That's why I think it's important to find people that's in like-minded people, like-minded spaces that's going to help you to be the entrepreneur that you're looking to be the best teacher that you're looking to be, the best principal that you're looking to be, the best business person that you be, author, whatever it is that you're going to be. I find it in the community of church because I think all of those people are in those spaces. They should be in those spaces. The best doctors should be in our churches. The best lawyers should be in our best church. The best athletes, the best film directors, the best potential, whatever it is you want to be, should be in our churches, right? To help build our community wide for the next generation to come. So I think that's always important with this as well, while still having a spiritual leader and a guide that can speak to you and speak to the kingdom on the inside of you and the life that's on the inside of you and the light that needs to be shared amongst the entire world. So it's important to line yourself up, find yourself finding spaces. Where should I really be? God, where can I be connected? I don't want to be here just because my friends are here. I don't want to be here just because that boo that I've been chasing for 10 years is still winking at me. You know what I mean? I want to be in a space where God is calling me to be, that's leading me to be, that can activate my passions, activate the culture and the life that God has produced on the inside of me so I can reproduce it on the earth. So that's important. That's something I would try to tell people.
Yeah. That's so good, man. That's so good. I don't know if you got anything. That was an encouraging word in and of itself. If you got anything else you want to shout, if you had something prepared, but it just kind of took you on that loop. Okay. But that was so good. Like if you, that's what I would say to follow that up, man. If you at a space like I just saw this come across there, you know what I'm saying? Like they're like, how do I know I should become a member of the congregation? That's on you to figure, just to sort it. That's how I believe it. It's just on you to sort it out. Once it lines up with you, you'll know what to join, what to be a part of. But I think that's some good tips that Dr. Richard just gave us, man. Just some tips on who's speaking to you. Are you driven by personality right now? Are you driven by, it's cool to be driven by personality for something like Zeke Live in the morning. I believe most of y'all are here because y'all like my personality and all that. But also, I ain't necessarily trying to be your spiritual leader and guide. Like, you know what I mean? But when it comes to things like that, like that's going to have a real, actual, lasting impact. And as a result, it can elevate you, but it can let you down. Like, so are you following personality, or are you following a structure? Are you following a vision? Are you following a goal? It's up to you to decide what you're following. Are you following it? It's up to you to decide what you're going to follow, but just know the ins and the outs, consequences and the benefits, all of it, and then make a choice. Like, just make a choice. And I think that's good wisdom and knowledge from Pastor Rich Holmes. Look at my mother-in-law. Hey, help him, Pastor. That doesn't know. Help the ones that don't know. That's a very encouraging word. See, your bag. Let me just put them on something. What is the round table thing? I don't know. Well, since you got that, you might just because somebody, as we talk about that situation, I know we're clearly open now, but somebody else might have been impacted and affected by that situation. I told y'all, for me, just watching that situation, I immediately went on her side. I always try to get all the stuff. That's why I didn't talk much about it. But I mean, I saw myself in that situation. I was like, I know this happens so often, and I felt that. And so there are people who I know listen to us, watch us, who may have felt that hurt. And like I said, the first thing we always try to do, and I've definitely done this a number of times, we try to say, everybody ain't like that. All the church ain't like that. And it'd be like, that don't help nothing. That don't help nothing at all. Like, because that don't take away from the fact that I just went through a situation at a place that I've been at that has now impacted me in a negative light. And all I need you to do is fill up. So maybe you can just pray for some people who have maybe gone through this, been through this, going through this. Some who are listening to us who I know love the Lord with all their heart, but they're not necessarily trying to lock in with no churches right now because they've been hurt too many times before. So maybe just, pray for their heart.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll let you
Man, I didn't realize there's thousands of stories that I like that what our sister went through, right? And they just now starting to come out to the light, I guess, because we got cameras and phones and different things like that. But to the person that's going through this, even in silence, that people don't get a chance to see your live stream, they don't get a chance to hear your story. Just know and understand that God knows and sees all. He understands your pain. He understands your struggle. But I want you to understand you don't have to stay there and live in that space anymore. I think it's coming time, like I was just talking about, where we begin to align ourselves and start looking for connection versus cash, looking for where it is I'm supposed to be. But just because it's bigger doesn't mean it's where God called me to be. And I'm at a space and I'm believing God others to join. That you want to be in a space that God is calling you to be, because that's where all your connections is there. All your prosperity, all the joy, all the things that you're looking for, you'll find in the connection that God has called you to be at. And so I pray that in the name of Jesus, that everyone that's listening, that's going through that space and journey in their life, that they find the connection, they find the space that you have called them to be and that you want them to be, Lord God. We thank you, Lord God, that in that space, wherever that space is, there will be fullness of joy, because we find it in your presence, and your presence will be in that space. And whenever your presence, God, and we find that God, the area of your presence, everywhere that we go, we develop and we produce joy. We develop and we produce strength. We develop and we produce a way to make ways out of no way as we align and line ourselves with you, Father. Help us to find our identity in you, not in just the church. Help us to find our identity in you, not just in the way that we're living, but we're finding that in our life, our faith is all wrapped up in you. We have to learn more about you. Help our desire to find more about you in scripture, in life, in your words, in your action, God. Show us the way we're supposed to go. Don't let us continue to be caught up in everyday life, caught up in every day in the world situation, Lord. Develop our own world for ourselves. Help us develop our kingdom for ourselves, where you reside, where you reign, where you rule. And God, we will forever give you praise and glory. We forever will remember to turn our face to you. We turn away from our distractions, and yet we give ourselves to you. And you direct us to where we should go. So God, keep our pain level as low as it can be. Help us to even get past the pain and the struggle, holding your hand and through it all. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen and amen. Thank you, Doc, for that. I think that blessed somebody. I think that'll bless somebody right there. I hope that'll bless somebody. I hope so. Your connections are, like you said, your connections, those matter. They matter. Community is what we are, communal people. And so church is one of the main communities that we have, that because it gets you personal connection, spiritual connection, all of that kind of stuff works in the earth. I mean, it gets you all of that. And so when that's pulled away from you, it will send you through a thing. We probably do a whole episode on that one day. Like you said, Doc, them stories are coming out now. Like the Me Too movement, like stories that's been buried for years. Now all that stuff comes to light at some point. And we got one or two things we can do. We got one of three things we can do. One of four things we can do. We can ignore it. And we can ignore it and just treat it like it ain't nothing. Keep doing it the old way. We can do that. Or we can pull out the example of, well, everybody ain't that way, and the main people who say that usually are the ones who end up hurting somebody. Or we can learn from it, we can grow from it, and we can just learn how to have grace for people and then help them to get back into community. So like my mama-in-law just said, that prayer was meant for her. She said, thank you. You see that? Look at that. See, I told you, there's people that's in. There's people in here, Brony Cat. I don't know if I can ever put my name on the roll of another congregation, but I'm going to help out where I can and when I can. Listen, you ain't the only person I've heard say that. Yeah. I had 3 of them conversations yesterday. I'm not even lying. If I'm lying, I'm flying. Like 3 conversations yesterday. Like, nah, I'm over that. I'm talking people are armor bearers for like major pastors and other. Yeah. I'm over that. Like, and just, this is real. This is real stuff. And so this is I was just saying this is good clarity. But go ahead, Doc.
No, I'm just hear people all the time that say they was busy in church, they worked in church, work in church, and now they so happy just to go to church and just sit down and do nothing, and then leave and go to brunch. They said that's the best part of their life now. So I hear it.
Somebody else, he was like, no, I want to play softball on something. I'm in the softball league now. I do that, like you know what I mean? And so, hey, that's real. That's real. Well, Miss Ursula Ellis said 2 amens and a bunch of emojis, so that prayer touched her. There you go, right there. Great conversation, wisdom given today. Thank you, Pastor. Great podcast, gentlemen. She loves us. Thank you. Let's see here. And I saw Mama JP said something earlier. Where's it at? Good show. Let's deal with it right now and keep it moving. Monday. Yes. Yeah, there it is right there. And I love it. Look at that. See, she said she was having that conversation with herself yesterday. See, people are really on the verge, trying to figure out what do I want to do this. And then I'm gonna just let Merv have this one today. I'm gonna just let him have this today. Y'all, we love y'all. We thank y'all so much. I appreciate y'all for locking in with us. Of course, we'll be back tomorrow, 7:30 in the morning. Check out the pre-show. I got a special surprise in the pre-show. I got a special surprise in the pre-show. Look at that. You're getting a shout out. Morning View Word Church. If you don't want to be embarrassed on the live stream, come to the View. And then look at that.
And Brony Cat, it was great meeting you, Brony Cat. I got a hug from her. It was woo. I was like, hey, this is how I met her. So it was great seeing you.
See, look at that. I love when the Lock Stars come out. She said, great show today. See that? So I love it. I love it. We'll be back tomorrow. If y'all missed the pre-show, go back and watch it. I got a special preview of the next song we got coming out.
Okay.
A video. So go check that out. It's just a preview. It ain't the whole thing. You got to wait for the whole thing. But I put the preview in the pre-show. It's going to play every day this week. Then after that, it might get trimmed. I don't know. So you got to go check it out while you got a chance. But I love y'all. If you don't remember anything else, I'm going to give y'all 3 things to remember. You're better, you're free, and everything. I do mean everything is going to be all right. I love y'all. God bless y'all. And peace out.